Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the official live coverage through the OCR report here at the 2025 DEKA World Championships. So excited to be here today. My name is Kayla Cittadino. I will be one of your hosts for the World Championships throughout the weekend. I have Jason joining me, soon to have Kara as well. She's going to be wheeling her way up here shortly.
Yeah, I'm going to be behind the computer doing all the technical stuff this whole time. You might see me on the mic at some point later in the weekend, but for the most part, we do have two commentators, and she was just getting herself ready. So
look, but you're Kara though now. Do
right.
you see that?
Yep. There it is.
Well, we're excited to have you guys join us today for the DEKA Fit competition. We have 3 days of racing that will be occurring. DEKA Fit today. We have Saturday, tomorrow being the DEKA Mile, and then on Sunday we'll have our DEKA Strong. So there you can see our schedule there. We will be covering all of the elite races, anything from the individual male and female all the way through the teams, elites as well, female, co-ed, and male teams. So there's the schedule. Take a screenshot of it if you haven't already.
It's up on our Instagram as well.
Absolutely. And there are individual links. I do want to point that out. Obviously, you're on an individual link right now. Make sure that once this live coverage is done that you go to the next individual link for the teams later, because we will be live on those.
And it should give you a pop-up saying, hey, that this is the next show. Do you want to go to it? And it'll take you straight there. I think if you don't even touch it, it'll just take you straight there.
Yep, perfect. Yep, but there's your schedule right there. So we'll be commentating through all of those. All right. We have a lot of energy going on in the arena right now. We just got done with the initial age group races. So we had the ruck divisions out there early this morning, anything from our 10-year-olds all the way up to, I believe, our 35 to 40-year-olds are just getting ready to finish up right now. So we just did some podiums celebrating some of these amazing accomplishments from athletes this weekend so far. And we're getting ready to gear up, like I said, for the elite females. They're going to be taking off first. So do you want to show maybe the course layout so we can give some people an idea of what they'll be seeing today?
Yeah, and the DEKA course is always, it could be any shape really, but it's usually a squarish shape. And so, this may not be exactly to scale here.
But it will give you
that's the wrong,
idea.
not that one.
Not that one. All right, so here we are. So the main difference between the three different disciplines you'll see this weekend really comes down to the amount of running that you'll see. So today we have a 500-meter run that will succeed every single zone that you see up there, starting with the ram reverse lunges. Athletes will take a ram, they'll rack it, and then they'll complete 30 of your reverse lunges. Then they will go back out on the run course, which today each lap is 250 meters, so they will complete 2 of those laps before going back into the next zone. Athletes then will go in to complete 500 meters on the row, back on the run into our box step overs. Athletes can choose to jump over the box if they'd like. We'll see the different strategies between the different athletes as they go throughout the day. They'll complete 20 of those. We have 25 med ball sit-ups to a target today. That is another very specific thing to the DEKA Fit. In the mile and the strong, you'll see those look a little bit different. But they'll go back behind the head with their weighted ball and then up to a target, completing 25 of those. Then they'll make their way around to the ski erg. And I always love to say that's where the race really starts to get spicy. So we'll see some moves made there. We'll see whether or not people went out too hot there. But they'll complete their 500 meters before we really get to the exciting back half of the race. The farmer's carry is 100 full meters with weights in both hands. This one is a very fun course. Yancey loves to design a lovely little weaving situation versus in the strong and the mile, you'll see them go back and forth in a straight line. The air bike, I would say that's everyone's favorite station, right? Is the 25 cals that you spend doing the time you spend there. Into the dead ball over the yoke is what it is, or dead ball over the wall. That's another thing that's very specific to the DEKA Fit. The other 2 race styles, you'll see the wall be removed, and you'll see the ball go up and over the shoulder 20 times. And then we have the sled push-pull. We actually have, if you've been to some of the other DEKA Fit events this year, you will have seen that there is a brand new Zebex sled. This one is going to be interesting. The wheels are elevated. They move and twist around. So I think we'll see some people, have a tough time, at least with the pushing portion of it. But that's always one where you're going to see some people make some passes. And then your final one is going to be the beloved 20 ram burpees. And then that will be our finish. And that is our DEKA Fit course that you will see this weekend.
You'll get to explain that again to
Yeah.
Kara since she wasn't here, which would be great for our viewers at home.
They've never seen this, and they're like, I just got this link to
Yep.
come and watch. I have no idea what I'm watching.
All right, we got Kara rolling in.
Woohoo! The other half.
There's more people as you know.
It was very crazy.
All right, here now this makes more sense.
Yes. She looks beautiful.
Are we live?
We are live.
Hello.
Pull your mic down.
Hello. Welcome.
I know. We did some introductions already. We
I
started
love
to
this.
explain the course. I know. You're going to be so surprised.
I'm super excited. For those of you that don't know, my name is Kara Barrand, and this is my first DEKA ever.
Yes.
So I'm coming into this blind. I told you that when we were talking pre-event. I'm coming into this blind because I want to learn with the rest of you guys. I want to see what it's about. I want to see what it entails. I want to see what all the prep is, going into it. I want to know everything that makes something like this happen and why people love it so much.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm excited to learn and grow and love with you this weekend.
I know. It's going to be so awesome. And I know you just mentioned that you know some people more than you thought. So how do you feel right now just being in this environment?
I'm stoked. I have so much stoke inside of me right now. I'm excited to see kind of what everybody looks like at the end of the races, because from what I see, there is so much going on. There's so much that goes into it, whether it be the fitness aspect, whether it be the nutritional. I mean, we were talking about people having issues with coming over on the airplane. Is hypoxia, is dehydration coming into it?
Yeah.
There's so many different factors that people have to really, really kind of keep in their head as they're going through these events. And I am excited to kind of see how people do.
How they do.
I'm so stoked.
And that's the interesting thing about World Championships, right? Is when you are at any individual event, even the affiliate events, right?
Mm-hmm.
It could be your day. This weekend, there's so many different factors at play between the judging calls that will be made. I know there'll be probably some heated moments when it comes to that.
Ooh.
But just, you're here. This is it. This is the best of the best. This is the final thing. And so I think you're going to see some people intentionally go out hot, maybe a little bit hotter than they've gone in some of their qualifying races.
Okay.
And that could help them or that could hurt them. So we'll see.
Do you have any clear favorites today?
That's a really good question. So,
I see we've got a paper. We've got lots of numbers here.
We have some numbers.
We've got, boy, howdy, do we have numbers. I'm looking at,
so let's explain the time ranges that we're going to see throughout the race. So right now, our fastest seated time was 31:27. The slowest was the 38:43. So that's a great comment. Jason is so
handsome. BJ, you are all facts, no cap.
I love this. So we got a pretty big range throughout the entire live field.
Sorry, I'm throwing.
Jason's throwing in questions as they're coming in.
I'm throwing questions at you there.
Phil wants to know if we'll be covering the elite teams later.
Yes.
We will be.
The teams, yes.
We will be covering all the teams. We saw the schedule a little bit earlier.
Not the non-elite, though. That was the question.
That's, yes.
Not the age group.
I'm sorry, Philip. We will not be doing the non-elite.
No. The non-elite, all age groups, none of that will be covered throughout the weekend. So, but yes. So back to some numbers and the people that we have competing. I do have some updates on the women's side.
Okay.
So Lauren Weeks, who we love to watch, one of the OGs in DEKA, she will not be here this weekend. Such a bummer. She is so fun to watch people chase. She's so stinking fast, but she will not be here. I think it came down to some travel things. She's got the major for High Rocks coming up here soon. So just couldn't logistically make it work out. We also do not have Lauren Griffith coming to the starting line today. So our Lauren Squared will not be in the race.
Oh, no.
She's nursing an injury. She will be in the races later today with the co-ed fit with Kevin Gregory. So she's saving all of her energy for that.
Love to see it.
Yes. But I do have some clear favorites in this. We have a pretty great starting lineup despite those two women not being in the race today. Kat Fosbender, I actually interviewed her on my podcast recently. She is the one to watch. I think she's going to be the one to chase.
Okay.
She's about 2 minutes or so ahead of the seeds that are behind her. So anything could happen at the end of the day. Like I said, it is World
Yeah.
Championships. You're going to see some people go out hot and really try and hang on. But she's seeded at 32.28, and your next seed is 34.29. And
so
that's
she's
Tanya.
got about 2 seconds.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Oh my goodness.
2 whole
girl.
minutes. Yep.
2 minutes.
Yeah. So I think Kat is definitely going to be the one to watch today. But pushing her in the seeds below that, we have Tanya coming over from Europe. She has a 34.29. Nadia, I don't know much about this athlete yet, but I've heard great things both through DEKA and High Rocks, some of her efforts there. She's also coming in with a 34.29. So your second through fifth place is going to be really tight. Brooklyn Nichols, that's one of the girls I have my eye on, not just for this race, but for the entire weekend.
Okay.
I think she's going to shock so many people. She's just been on the upward trend for fitness.
What is it about this athlete that kind of says to you that they have the upper edge, that they've got it kind of drilled in, they've got their motivation down? What is it about them?
I think it's her energy.
Okay.
I really do. So I competed with Brooklyn last year in the Elite Strong race.
Rad.
And she was just like eating her gummy worms and was just like sitting on the floor. Like, she just has such great energy, and she's fluid. I'm sure she gets nervous, like the rest of us do.
Yeah.
But you could tell that she just loves to be here. And I know that she recently changed who she was being coaching under, and since then she's seen her fitness just really
skyrocket.
Just really skyrocket. So I think she's going to be a very good one to watch. But following her, we have Katie Duke, which is another clear favorite in this race.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
Hey, I apologize for jumping in. They've already seen my face, so I'm just going to go ahead and talk when I need to. Y'all are going over the women that are going to be racing today, right? So I think we've got the qualifying times. If my button is correct here, let's see if this is right.
Let's go.
There
we love a good button.
So this should be who we expect to see racing, and there's more than that too.
Absolutely.
So, and you were saying Tanya, she's coming over from
Europe. She is one of the big names coming over from Europe, which is super cool.
And so I guess my question is, are these times for her from over in Europe?
Yes.
Have we seen what she looks like coming over after a long international flight, that kind of recovery? She
was in the 2024 World Championships last year. She competed all 3 days, and she did really well. She held her own. So I anticipate that she'll do the same today.
Love to see it.
Yeah, but not yet. Like I said, I haven't seen her race yet this year. I don't know where she got her qualifying time, so unfortunately I don't have a ton of information on her. But Brooklyn I've seen race. Katie is a favorite to the DEKA community. She races later today with Greyson Kilgore, and they've always been a threat to the podium. I actually think Katie last year took fourth, so it'd be really cool to see Katie fight for the podium spot this year.
Okay.
But then right beneath her, you have Janelle Teal, and my goodness, this woman has been working super hard on her running economy this year. I've been watching her from afar, and she's been a dark horse in a lot of races.
She's putting that sweat equity in, really getting it together.
Yes.
I love that.
I mean, just between that top 7 alone, like, it could be anyone's race, anyone's day.
Okay.
I know Bree Schrader, she's an awesome athlete as well too. I actually was with her when she put up her 35 minutes up in Austin. Another really great athlete that has some wheels, so we'll see how she does on the station work today. But yeah, those are the athletes that I think that it's going to be a battle between 4th and 8th, and then I think Kat's going to be the one to take it today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to put that down. Maybe we'll go dollar for dollar. And I'm going to, again, I don't know anybody. So I am, I'm going to go with Tanya. I think Tanya's going to be my favorite for the day.
I like it.
I like an underdog story. I like coming from, a very far, I had to travel far as well. So I too am jet lagged. Tanya, I'm here with you, girl. You're my favorite.
I love that.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. Beautiful. So yeah, those are your women. And I'll give a shout out. We don't have them up on the screen right now, but just a shout out to some of the other athletes that are going to be rounding out your elite female today. You have Munsa Kuro there that is there on the screen. Kaylee Royer. And then below that in your other seeds, which we will see 2 waves go off today. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to split it, if they're going to go down the middle or if they're going to go the top 15. But I believe they're going to go the lower seeds first, and then your top seeds after that. So we'll get the confirmation once we see them line up. But then coming below that, we have Zoe O'Mara, Tracy Ackerheim, which I do know that name. She also put up her qualifying time in Austin. She did a wonderful job there. We have Alba Lopez, Marina Gonzalez, Skylar Allen, Karen Gudery, who is definitely someone that's very familiar to the DEKA Stadium. So I'm very excited to see
the spelling of her name too.
Isn't
it's
it
unique.
I know, it's
I
very
love
unique.
That.
And then we have Christiana Newell. So Some good names to watch out for.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit about DEKA. Let's talk
Yep.
about, what does Station 1 look like?
Station 1 is your ram reverse lunges. So this is, I think, one of the stations that has gotten probably the most slack over the last year. Last year, before World Championships, they started to change the rules right before we competed.
Okay.
And so it had to do with the line your body was in relation to the floor. And so you had some people that were leaning over when they were doing their lunges to make it easier, because obviously we try and ride that line. Anything that makes an effort easier, you're going to do.
I mean, in racing, if you're not efficient, you're not trying.
You're not trying.
If you're not trying to get that edge on the next car, even if it's just a little bit shaved off of your body, make it a little lighter, it makes it easier. Ounces at the end of a very long race make pounds.
Yes.
And that's kind of what we see here, especially with the ruck that we're going to see a little later this weekend.
Well, we saw it this morning, and I can tell you the ruck with the additional ruck with the weight, it's something. So definitely not a station to shy past. It's interesting when you're racing in this kind of situation. There's a lot of people that will make that first run really, really, really high effort because they want to get good positioning. And I know last year when I raced in some of the elite races, specifically the mile, you get pushed to the back of the zone, which adds only additional time and effort onto your zone time. So you got to be really smart of how you push your runs. And that first run into reverse lunges, you're going to see that with a lot of these women. They're going to push that really hard.
That's fair. And a lot of it too, you're trying to see if you expend all of that energy in the first couple minutes, are you going to have enough in the tank left to, maybe possibly overpower and take over somebody when you're coming up on them later on in the race?
Exactly.
So it sounds to me like it's all about not just efficiency, not just about, being in your peak physical form so that you can perform these exercises without getting too gassed. But it also is kind of, you have to plan. You really have to be strategic in the decisions that you're making, whether or not you're going to gas out on the first one, or you're going to wait until zone 10 and just give it your all.
Exactly.
Keep going.
And I coach a lot of people in this sport, and we talk about that. I think the evolution of when you start to race looks so much different clearly than when you get more tenured in the race. You have to start off a little bit slower, otherwise that back half of the race feels unbearable.
Oh yeah.
But these ladies, I mean, this is why they're in the elite field. They are able to hang on. They're able to tolerate. We got some fun stuff going on with the cam down there.
I'm laughing at Jason. He's got his face right in the camera. I know you guys can't see it right now, but he's cleaning one of the lenses so we can get it ready for you guys to get some really, really good angles, good prime time view of what looks to be a really, really intense race coming up.
Exactly. We can see them over there in the corner, your first of the elite heats. They are gathering up. It looks like maybe Dave is going over rules with them here momentarily. But they're in the warm-up area getting ready to do their thing.
Talk to me about these rules. What are the rules?
What are the rules? Well, you have to run and you have to do the zone within the standards. That's
can you walk?
Yeah. You can walk. Okay. You won't see that in this field. If you see this in this field,
they're hurting.
They're probably hurting and not the right way. Either they got injured or they went out way too hot. So, but we can continue to walk through the different stations. So I know we just talked about the reverse lunges. The next station was the 500 meters on the row erg. And I mean, we talk about efficiency and not tapping out. I think this is the mistake that I see so often with newer athletes and even some of your tenured athletes. If you're not ready for it, your adrenaline's hitting, it's early in the race, you're feeling so good. You'll take that 500 meters out, maybe a little bit hotter than you should. And then you start to feel it on that next run. So you'll see probably a variety of different numbers. I think for the ladies, you'll see anywhere between a 150 and a 2-minute mark as far as pace per 500 goes. The men will see obviously a little bit faster than that. But yeah, these folks are fast and furious. And if you're not careful and don't know how to reel it back in, you're going to find yourself hurting after zone 2 already, which is way too early for a race like this.
Honestly, Kayla, I am hurting just looking at them.
Looking at the girls or looking at the machines?
All of it. It looks like it just looks like a lot. How does one get into DEKA to begin with?
Ooh, that's a good question. I know my story. I was actually doing Spartan races before this.
Okay.
I loved the Ninja Warrior scene. That's actually a lot where my background came from. And then I had someone be like, hey, you should come and try this.
Yeah.
Got my butt whooped in a strong. And now here I am couple years later lining up on the elite start line on Sunday.
I
So,
can't wait.
I know.
I think I'm going to have to buy a shirt to support you on Sunday. Just so, I mean, fan club, got to do it.
Fan club. It looks like there we've got some of the girls starting to line up. I'm not sure if we'll have an official announcement or what that will look like for them. I'm sure they'll call them out by name. Oh, they're doing that right now, actually.
Love this.
Amazing. So, yeah, I do know some of these ladies in this heat. It looks like they are going to go the bottom seeds for the first wave and then the top seeds for the second wave. And the reason they want to do that and switch that around this year, one, in previous years, we've only had the top 15. This year, we invited the top 30 just due to the fact that DEKA has been growing. We have more of an international presence now. So there's just more people to fit on the field. But the second piece of that, too, is when you have your first fastest heat go first, well, then you have to wait to see in the second heat who actually won because they start later than the other, clearly. So this year they wanted to flop that around to say, hey, once you cross the finish line, you sort of know where you stand.
I love that. And it also kind of gives this first heat a little bit of motivation, like, hey, let's set the pace. Let's really kind of show the second heat the quote-unquote elite of the elite. Like, let's show them what we're working with. Make them work for it. You don't want to let them go into that second heat with absolutely no effort, no work to do. Give it to them.
Yeah. And it looks like they're announcing all of the women, which is great, from bottom to top here. All right, there's Kat Fosbender right there. She's the gal with the blonde hair and the ponytail.
Okay.
That's the one that has the fastest seat time, according to Chip. We've got our race clock up.
Point her out to me.
Yep, so we got Kat Fosbender right there, Brooklyn Nichols right there.
Okay.
I believe that's Skylar Allen right there.
Yep.
Janelle Teal.
Yep.
Katie Duke.
Okay.
Tanya's right there in the back. That's the girl.
In the red?
Yep, with the red head.
Love.
And then I
Go, Tanya.
can't fully see everyone yet, but it actually looks like they're releasing a big wave. So here we go.
We could be going all at once.
We could be going all at once.
Ooh.
They might have made enough room, especially with Lauren Griffith unfortunately having to drop out. They might have made enough room for 16 of them to hit the course. So just kidding, folks. We might be just doing all one heat.
Ooh. Well, I mean, your other statement was still correct. We are going to know where they stand at the end of this heat. So that is really exciting.
It is.
It's going to be a whirlwind event. We've got roughly 35 minutes until
we find out.
Until we know who wins.
We got some people cheering on the live stream. Go Alba.
We appreciate you guys for tuning in, listening in, wherever you may be. Woo-hoo. Thank you so much for supporting. We are down here in Fort Lauderdale. Yes. It is beautiful outside. I'm loving this humidity. I don't know if the athletes are loving it today, but I'm loving it.
Yes.
I'm a little chilly over here. Maybe I need to get up and try a DEKA out for myself.
Yes, you will. Yeah, I'm coming from Colorado, so this is much better than the 30 degrees and snow.
I'm coming from Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh,
so it's decently warm over there, but as everybody likes to say, it's a dry heat.
Yes.
I like to remind them that an oven is still dry and it will still bake you to death.
Yes. Yes, it will. You got Brooklyn Nichols there dancing on the start line, and this is what I was talking about with her energy. You can tell she loves to be there.
That's the kind of energy we need at the start line, especially this early in the morning. I know it's only 10 a.m., but, you know, some of us like our sleep. And having that kind of energy in the morning, just bringing it, especially with a competition of this kind of nature. Like, it is high stakes, it's high energy, high stress. You know, everything that you worked for the entire year culminates into
this moment.
30 minutes of give it your all.
Exactly.
And to be able to have the energy and, like, just the self-awareness to keep happy.
Yep.
I love it.
Are you ready to watch this race come together?
I'm so ready. High five.
Here we go.
We got this.
Oh, gosh, that was terrible. Here we go. All right, and the ladies
They're
are off.
Look at that. Oh, my goodness.
All right.
You'll see people on roller skates. We've got some rabbits chasing this. That way you guys can have all of the good footage. We want you to see it go down with us. This is so exciting. We can see them to our left right now.
We got Kat Fosbender. It looks like she's leading, along with Brooklyn Nichols and Bree Schrader there in those next positions. And then the big clump right after that. Again, we'll see who really pushes this run here. Just to try and get that good positioning into the first zone. Kat right now seems to, again, be setting the pace. And this is fun. You'll start to see as they take their second lap, all of the folks are over there lined up by the very first zone. Everyone wants to see just how fast these ladies go, maybe pick up some tips for their own races throughout the weekend.
I almost want to go over there and see how fast they're going. These guys are killing it.
It's crazy when you're running on video. You're like, I felt much faster than that. And I can tell you these girls are running much faster than it looks.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, everyone looks cool and collected. It looks like the front two are starting to pull away.
Get a little bit of distance between them, especially when we're coming into the first zone. You know, everybody's has a different kind of way that they get into the workout, the way that they get out of it. So creating that distance early on will definitely help to create more of a distance later on, especially if you've practiced how to get in and out of these certain workout scenarios. I know I saw your video. Messing around about how, you know, if you don't practice how to transition out of this gear, you're going to have an issue. I'm sorry, the rowing machine, you're going to have an issue.
Yep. So here we are. We have Brooklyn and Kat in first. So again, with those reverse lunges, really what we're looking for here is a straight line between their shoulder, their hip, and their ankle. So the athlete needs to be standing straight up at the top, full knee extension. Again, in the past,
he's calling her out on it.
So you'll watch Dave go around and start to hound some people. He's not afraid to give any no reps, especially to these elite athletes.
I see Yancey in there. Yancey is one of the more experienced people, I would say.
He is the founder of DEKA, so he's going to be in here to protect it. Looks like you've got Kat and Brooklyn already out of the zone. It looks like Katie Duke is there to follow.
And how many reps are they doing?
They're doing 30, and they have to alternate between each side.
Okay.
There's your girl Tanya. She's out, and another big clump of ladies are out. And you won't see a ton of separation yet throughout this first zone, probably throughout the first three.
I mean, we've got a good 5-10 meters between first, second, third, and fourth is coming up, about to overtake. And we've got fifth coming up. This is going to be an insane race, folks. I don't know if you're just tuning in for the first time or if you've been watching this forever. This is crazy.
So there you go. You have your splits there off to the left. Kat Fossbender with a 39 seconds. Same with Brooklyn Nichols. So they probably came out right around the same time. And then Katie Duke as well, right there with 42. Kaylee with the 46. So you're going to see people range throughout those lunges. Some people like to take it slow because if you take it too fast, your heart rate goes through the roof and you could really tax your legs. And in zone one, that's not what you want.
No, you still have at least 9 more segments of running, if not other leg exercises to be doing. And you really got to kind of keep a little gas in the tank.
Exactly.
I almost wonder what these ladies had for breakfast just to be able to have all of that energy for a sustained, 32 minutes of like high intensity.
I can tell you it's probably a lot of sugar and bread is my guess. I know Kat Fossbender is big into bananas and peanut butter. She talks about that all the time on her social. But there they are starting to round around the corner for their second lap. Again, Kat is leading. Brooklyn is not super far behind. And then Katie Duke holding that third position.
Oh, yeah. They're coming in right behind us. We've got the crowd not even 10 meters away from us. They are built up. This is that skier you were talking about, or the rowing machine.
Exactly.
I don't know why I keep calling it a skier. In my brain, it's so skier. There is a skier. It is not the station. But this is what you were talking about. If you don't have that transition down, you don't know how to get your feet out of the straps, you could potentially fall. You could get an injury. You could lose some time, And these 3-4 seconds that it really could take out of you, at this point, really could make or break your run.
I mean, I think mentally too, right? When you can't get your foot into a strap and things aren't feeling the way that they should, just mentally, it starts to mess with you.
Oh, immediately.
And I really do feel like I know that there's a certain level of fitness that is involved in these events, but really the mental game, I think a lot of level is, but I really think that the differentiator is not just between age group and elite, but your top elites is really, it comes down to mindset, how much they're willing to tolerate, but also not making silly mistakes either and being able to adapt when you need to.
Yeah, no, that is very, very fair.
So right now they're rowing to that 500 meter mark. You're going to see some of those judges off there to the side with their hands up in the air, showing you what kind of meters or what in the meters they're at. Looks like Karen right there is right around 2. You got some judges with 3. Off there in the distance where Dave is at, you got Kat and Brooklyn right next to each other, and that's always fun. You can look over and see the monitors next to you and see what other people are rowing.
Oh, yeah.
There's actually a gap between Brooklyn Nichols and whoever's off over there to her right. And I wonder if that was the choice of the competitor. Maybe that they wanted to be in their own lane and not see what was going on with the other monitors. But
I do want to take this time just to give a quick shout out to all of our media and our photographers out there. I see Jack down on the ground in the green shirt. He is going to be getting in there and getting all of the crazy good angles that you guys will see on the medias later. We want to help you guys get all of the pictures that you can so that you can, remember this and hopefully tell all your friends about it.
Yep. So our top two are already out. Brooklyn and Kat out on the run already. Looks like, all right, we have some more folks. There goes Katie Duke. It looks like someone overtook her just barely. We'll get the splits here momentarily when Jason gets a chance to put them up. And now we're starting to get the rest of this field. And I'm already seeing a lot of tenured names come out first. So experience really does pay off, especially in these first few zones.
What do you think about the experience? What do you think is kind of playing into these first few zones? Do you think it is the prep? Do you think it's the transitions? Do you think it's just the work that's gone in to have that ability to continue at such a high pace without really kind of coming back down yet?
I think it comes down a lot to pacing strategy. You kind of know where that line is at, that threshold, since this is such a big threshold, high effort.
Okay.
So I think that's definitely a part of it. The other part of it is just knowing how to race with the best of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I remember racing elite the first time last year, and there's some of that like imposter syndrome and like, making sure you're not racing the person next to you. You're running your own race strategies. So there's a lot of those mental battles that you play. But I think, the preparation that they have just by simply doing more reps in terms of races, racing next to really good people, that experience is incredibly valuable. But then you also have those new people that show up that are like, I'm just here ready to rip it.
Right.
And that's where it gets exciting.
Okay.
All right, let's see what we got out on the course. There's
they
Tanya.
Clearly still have so much energy. It's not even phasing them at this point. I'm excited to see when we get into, station 7-ish. Because that, I feel like, is when it's really going to show who has the work that they've put in, who has really put in that sweat equity to be able to keep up, especially with this. I mean, right after we're, 1,500 meters of running in now? And now we've got lunges that we've done, we've done rowing, and now they're doing box.
Yep, box, step overs. They could also jump over the box. You're going to see a lot of athletes do that. Step up and over. A little bit of plyometric movement here.
I know. We see in the back she's got purple on. She is going fast.
This is where some people like to make the move, just because it's a shorter station and they can start to really amp it up. But I like this setup here. This is different where they have it sort of in like a ring. Last year it's been like just plopped all over the place. So this looks a little bit better just for the athlete's sake. These boxes can be really wobbly and they slide on the floor. So there's also that fear component of making sure that you don't eat it. And there we go. We got some more athletes out. Brooklyn and Kat, again, we're out first. We'll see again some more split times here momentarily.
We've got Tanya there sitting on the third box.
Yep. So Brooklyn looks like she made potentially a little bit of a move here by 3 seconds, got Kat maybe by 1 rep on the box step overs. And I think that also has to do, Brooklyn Nichols does have a little bit more experience in the field as far as how many DEKA races she's done. Kat, I believe this is her second world championship, but Brooklyn's been doing this for a couple of years now. So again, those few seconds will start to add up just due to the fact she has done more reps in the arena.
And do you think having experience in the other series, High Rocks, do you think that kind of plays into this? Because I know that, from what I understand, is more of a running.
Yeah. Well, if you look at this race, I think that's the difference between maybe the fit versus the strong. I mean, clearly the fit versus strong because there's no running in the strong. But you have to be a good runner. Yeah. You have to be a good runner to do High Rocks. And it's the same thing for this. You have to be a good runner in the fit. The mile is the fun in between because you can have the stationers that are really good, but then you could also have the runners that are really good. And it's just a battle again down to who wants it more.
That's fair.
But myself racing this race, you have to be really good at running compromised and running, again, at that threshold effort, just being able to hold it throughout several meters of running.
So you said, we'll remind our listeners, you are going to be racing tomorrow.
I will be racing tomorrow.
And then
in
you'll
the
be
team
racing
division.
Sunday as well.
4 races on Sunday, so you can pray for me then.
Oh, I will. What does your routine look like coming into tonight? Going into tomorrow morning. What does it look like for you? How can I help you?
Oh, I mean, routine wise, right now, I think it's just we're excited to be here, but we got to keep the energy on the lower side just to preserve. But let's take a moment here just to take a look at our 2 race leaders that are pulling apart pretty hot from the rest of the group. So it looks like Brooklyn Nichols might be moving a little bit faster here.
Just a smidge, but it does look like she is getting those reps in just a little bit faster.
Yep. Which I love to see this because I was going to be worried that maybe Kat was going to be out on her own. Brooklyn's giving her a really good push.
It's a good run for her money.
Absolutely. Katie Duke is in as well. There's Bree Schrader. Awesome to see her name already up here. Again, another longtime DEKA competitor.
And she's out. Oh my goodness,
yep.
She is. Woo.
Wow. So you could just see how much faster she was going on those sit-ups then. She had her by a good couple of reps. So
I think we'll be pulling up the splits again soon.
Yep.
But, she has to have at least a minute on them by now. That is insane at this point in the game.
Yeah. All right, and there's Tanya over there to the side. We saw Janelle Teal go off towards the back. Again, I think Janelle's racing smart here. Again, she's podiumed the race before at a couple DEKA fits so far this year. And there's some of your splits.
There you go. She has 47 seconds.
Versus a 52.
Ooh.
So just slowly but surely beating into Kat.
And it's those little chunks of time slowly over the course of this 35 minutes that people are going to be running that really pull into those times and how she ended up being, like we were saying before, 2 minutes ahead of everybody else in the qualifying times. It's crazy.
Yep. All right, we hear him announcing Katie Duke. Something exciting must be going on that we can't totally see yet. Unless he's announcing her coming out of the zone.
I think he's announcing her coming out of the zone.
All right, so there's your top 10 so far. There's Katie Duke on the run course. So we're now going to take it into the skier, and this is where a lot of people say the race starts at the bike. I'm going to move it up to here. I think this is where you're going to see some people make some move, or you're going to see whether or not people have gone out a little bit too hot.
And this is one of those machines where it really does play into, like, have you practiced? Do you have your technique down? Because the ski erg is kind of a finicky machine. You have to know how to get the meters going.
It's technical, it's wonky, and it's one of those ones you're putting your head below your heart, and that's going to take your heart rate through the roof.
And if you don't flick your wrists at the end of it, you're not going to get those extra 3 meters that really could be pulling into that time at the end.
Well, I think so. Here comes Brooklyn. She's first into the zone. You're going to see a lot of different styles. You're going to see a lot of different cadences, strokes per meters. So here's Kat. Looks like Kat caught up just a little bit on the run, so staying with her.
And it really is a full body technique. Like it is a full body endurance workout. If you don't have the grit to make it through.
So let's see here if we can get some paces. I know it's tough to see on the screens what these ladies are actually skiing. I'm actually always interested in seeing what damper setting they have too. I know that's a common question that athletes have. And what damper setting do I use? Interesting. Katie Duke ran straight in and went to the center. Again, I think there's some athletes that want to be in their own head and not looking at the monitors next to them.
That's fair. I don't even know if I would change the settings. If I would probably be so in my head just to start the workout, I'd be like, oh, just go.
Well, and that's the thing on these machines is you have to look at the settings and what's efficient for you. Otherwise, you could be in trouble.
That's fair.
But I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of our 2 race leaders right now. Very efficient pulls. You can tell they're putting a lot of their power into the front part of the stroke.
About 200 meters up. Judges are showing 2 fingers apiece.
Yep. Got some other athletes over there. Sometimes you'll see some really long pulls. Some people even bring their chest down to their knees. Not necessarily the most efficient of form, but these ladies, again, this is why they're your elite field. They're looking strong so far.
Tanya's looking strong. She looks like she still has at least 2 or 3 more full DEKA runs in her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I like her stroke is a little bit shorter, a little bit higher cadence, but again, it's efficient
because she is taller.
She is taller, but again, like I said, the more you have that longer range of motion, the more you could be taxing yourself.
And if you watch Tanya's stroke, she really has a unique kind of approach to it. from what I'm seeing from the other athletes. She's
Yep.
got a really long drawn, but also full follow through. There's no real stop and come back up. It looks like it goes around the whole way. It looks like a very, very efficient.
Yeah. You'll see Bree Schrader a little bit slower in her stroke rate, maybe in comparison to some other athletes, but she's very intentional about that pull there at the top, which I appreciate.
It looks like it's a little bit harder of a yank, maybe getting a little bit more power and distance in there.
All right, our two top girls are out. I know Brooklyn was out first. Kat was waiting there for those final meters to rack up. And just so you guys know, when you see these zone times, this is including from the time they cross that timing chip mat that you see there at the front of the zone to the time that they cross back over it. So any transitions that they make between changing damper settings, turning the screen on, doing the actual 500 meters itself, that all is accounted for in the time. So not necessarily what they're skiing, but you can get a good idea.
And we're getting roughly 5 seconds between first, second, and third.
Yep.
That's not a bad split, especially for some of the other ladies that were, 7, 10, 12 seconds behind before. 5, 10 seconds, you can make that up. You just really got to kind of dig in and grab it if you want it.
Exactly. All right, looks like some shifts were made in the top view here. There you go. You see Tanya moving up towards the top.
I told you she looks strong. She looks stout.
She's looking strong. But it really, again, we say this every year, it's going to come down to that bike. And I'll finish it. I think the tank is the other area where you're going to see some of those final moves be made.
Oh, yeah.
Janelle Teal is out, and it looks like we have a couple more athletes just finishing up those last few meters. And up next, we have the farmer carry, which I love the fit farmer carry. It's a big, snake course.
Okay.
So they're going to weave throughout it. Last year, Kat Fosbender actually fell during this station during her team's race.
Do you get a penalty for that? Does anything happen? You just got to get back up and keep trucking, and hopefully nobody saw it?
Hopefully you didn't get hurt. I mean, there's probably plenty of people that saw it, but yeah, just get up and you keep trucking as long as you got the weights in the hands to continue to move forward with. But so far, these ladies still looking strong on the runs. Here's Brooklyn Nichols picking up 40-pound weights in each hand.
That is wild.
Yep. All right. So it looks like Brooklyn is walking this, which isn't a bad thing. This could be part of her strategy, but this does look a little slower than what I've seen. We're going to see Kat there start to take it into a jog.
The speed walk.
Yep. And this is not a bad station to start to catch your breath on because you need to run hard and run hard out of this station into the bike.
I feel like the next 500 meters after doing this carry would just feel so light. You just sprint the whole thing like da 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 da. I have no weight in me.
Yeah, we'll see how it treats them. But Brooklyn looks like she's looking over her shoulder just to see where Kat's at. We got our next person into the zone. All right, Brooklyn is out. She's looking strong still. We'll see if Kat can make a little bit of time up on Brooklyn here. Since she was moving, it looks at least a touch faster.
Now, Tanya going in there.
I do have to wonder. I know that they have to set those weights back down in the box. If they throw them, that will be a penalty.
I did see the face that the officiant made when the first person not so placed them down. So I wonder if they will be a penalty with that one.
Yep. So we'll see those racked up in time on the end. And I'm not sure exactly. Some of them are 10-second to 20-second penalties. So it's just good to be safe, play by the rules.
And that would suck, you know.
It would.
You do all that hard work to get all of that time and to have it taken away for something so nonchalantly careless.
Exactly. It's not worth it.
Nope.
Janelle Teal there taking the weights. All right, there's Tanya finishing up. Let's see, so you got these girls here in the back part. You can see they're moving a lot quicker. So again, everyone's got a different strategy.
We still got them going. Oh,
Bree Schrader is out.
The angle we were watching that fight.
I know.
Oh, she's going for it.
She's going for it.
I love this.
There's Kat, so I'm assuming Brooklyn has already passed. I'm not sure how much of a distance she has on her quite yet. But we should find out here as we start to make our way over to the bike. I know Brooklyn does have a really strong bike as well, too. So if she can really keep a good gap on Kat, I think she might be able to really bury her.
And what's interesting is we had Tanya and Catherine Duke that so far have those fastest times in this farmer carry. So that's really where we're going to start to see, the work that's been put in and all of the effort that's coming in now is towards these later stages. Are they able to carry all of that energy and that,
here we
that
go.
physicality?
So for the elite races, all of your bike seat settings will be on a 1 just to make it fair between every athlete that comes in.
We see Yancey over there checking them.
Yep.
And some of our other cameras.
Yep. So you can see Brooklyn already powerfully pushing through those handles. All right, Kat not super far behind, so I think Brooklyn has about 10 to 15 seconds on her to get a surge in.
But this is where she's really got to put in that hard work.
Yep. And you'll see Kat just reach down to press the start button. If you do not press start, you will just start pedaling and there will be no calories that accumulate.
I would be upsetty spaghetti.
Yep. Look at that. Katie Duke is into the zone. This is awesome. I know she really wants to take the podium this year.
She's putting in that work.
She really is. She's looking strong. I know for some of our smaller athletes, the bike is tough.
So we're in zone 7 right now.
Yes.
We've got, silly me, we've got 3 left after this. So what do the next 3 stages look like?
So after this, we have the dead ball that goes over the wall.
Okay.
That tends to be a recovery station for most athletes, but again, you can see some moves made there. The tank push pull is a big one. I mean, it's going to tax the legs. It's going to bring your heart rate up. It's that final little before you go into that run where you really have to run it hard into the burpees, and then we'll see who our champion is at that point.
And then do we finish with a sprint to the finish line, or do we finish with the burpees?
You finish to a little sprint to the finish line.
I love
it's not
that.
super far.
But it's just enough to give us.
Yep. You can see those girls are working hard over there in the corner. Come on, ladies.
And
all right.
It feels like 25 calories wouldn't be a lot to accumulate when you're doing this, but it really is.
It really is. And then you've done 6 zones and lots of running before it. So, but again, if you pace it right, it's not as bad. Versus if you don't pace it right, then this is the longest station.
And it could be worse. We just got a picture from my mom. It's snowing up in Virginia. So you guys, you could be in the snow doing this.
Yeah, very true.
We're down here in beautiful, sunny Fort Lauderdale, watching these women absolutely kill it.
All right. Janelle Teal is also very strong on the bike, so I wonder if she makes a move here. I didn't see when Kat came out. But we got the rest of our ladies here in the zone with them. Tanya's working hard there. Okay, Brooklyn Nichols out at a 1:50 split time. Kat only 8 seconds behind. So it looks like Brooklyn was able to keep a little bit of her lead. But again, it's going to come down to can they run out of this zone?
And we still have other ladies that may or may not come out of this zone with a little bit of a smaller time too, and kind of work their way up.
Oh yeah, I mean there's always a chance. I would say 150 and 158 is definitely a faster time.
Tanya's already done.
Let's see what Tanya did. Yeah, updates here shortly. Yeah, this run after the bike feels quite murderous for the first 45 seconds, at least that first lap. So again, this is where you have to really start to tolerate it and hang on.
Isn't the first 45 seconds the whole run to the next zone?
No, it's a 2-lap course. It will take women right around, what is that, 2 to 3 minutes? Here we go.
Tanya was at a 2:04. Yeah, she's not far behind. If she can somehow find a little bit of energy to just kind of get through that next run and the next zone, she could have a chance to kind of bring it up here.
There's Janelle making her move. Heck yes. Janelle Teal, 149. So the fastest bike stick so far. So yeah, she probably knew exactly what she was doing, moving herself into 7th place.
She has been practicing that, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, you have to. But yeah, Tanya definitely took a little chunk into Katie Duke there.
I mean, we watched her run from roughly around 9th place to, 4th now.
Right, so there's 2 reps in. Let's see when Kat comes in, just how far ahead she is. 3. 4. Oh, we're a little bit behind now. Looks like that's 5 maybe. 6. Wow.
She is.
This is a good lead. 7.
Dang.
Yeah, so about 7 to 8 reps ahead of Kat Fosbender.
She's going to have to work it up. She's kind of getting those reps in really fast.
I think Kat knows she's got to go full force now. There's no time.
How many reps are they doing for this?
They're doing 20.
20 reps.
Yeah, so the fact that Brooklyn was almost already halfway done.
That is wild.
Yep.
That's the kind of lead you want going into the 8th station of the World Championships, though.
I think the nice thing that Brooklyn has right now is she knows exactly where Kat is at, so she can take breaks when she needs to. But now that Kat's in the zone with her, she can get that little adrenaline surge
that she needs.
Katie Duke is now in.
If their adrenaline's kicking, or if it's not kicking, I don't know how, because mine is kicking, just sitting here watching them, and she's off already.
Yep. All right, let's see, just time-wise, just about how much of a lead we have.
I'm counting seconds.
I'm looking at the race clock. She came out at 25:26. Let's see when Kat comes out. All right. Okay, there we go. So not a full 20-second lead, but pretty dang close to it. So
she's going to have to really kick it into overdrive on these last 2 runs and 2 stations to really, get it up there and get the chance to.
And I think Brooklyn has a better back half of the course than Kat does. She's really strong on the tank.
Talk to me about the tank. I haven't seen this yet. What does the tank look like?
So it's actually very interesting,
okay.
This tank. It has 3 points of contact. So there's 1 big wheel up front, 2 on the back. In previous years, we've had 4 wheels, 4 points of contact. Last year, we switched to the Z-Backs. Now we have a different version of the Z-Backs. So the back heels are elevated. So what that creates is a very dynamic motion in the wheels. So they spin 360. So this is the exciting part. You'll notice on the push, they're going to be sliding like they're almost in a race car. They're going side by side.
I see 2 of you, Kayla.
I know. Hi.
I love this. So it's almost like a race car, you were saying.
It's
where you
kind of
really
like a race car.
You have to keep the back.
You have to keep the back from going all over the place.
Okay.
It makes the push a little bit more demanding.
When in doubt, throttle out. If they just keep running forward faster, it won't have any issues.
Exactly. All right, here we go. We got some more ladies out.
But this is a good, it felt like a minute and a half kind of lead on that.
Yep. Bree Schrader is out. Okay. So she's holding that lead just barely over Janelle Teal, it looks like. Janelle is working hard. You can tell she's sweating. It's pretty humid here, folks. So make sure you're hydrating if you are racing this weekend.
Please do. And also have your electrolytes, your salts, your sugars, whatever it may be. So I see what you're saying now.
Oh,
this is
I don't know if anyone just watched that move. I haven't seen this yet, but I might have to steal it. Brooklyn spit on the floor,
and
she wiped the bottom of her shoes in it because
gives
the
you
rubber
some texture.
It gives you some tension on the floor.
I love that. Please
versus
do that.
Sliding all over the place. So Kat did not do that. I mean, I wouldn't have done that. I would have just started pushing.
Yeah,
so
she went in straight pushing, but you could tell she had immediate traction, immediate grabs, and that might again be the difference between.
Yep. So there, those wheels turn, and you can see them there in the back.
How many pushes of the sled tank are they doing?
5 down and back.
Oh.
So it creates a total of 100 meters, and they're at a resistance level of 7. There's
wild.
8 of them.
There's wild.
At this point in the race, it feels heavy. It feels really darn heavy. And the thing about these is it's not like you're feeling the weight. You're feeling the harder you push on it, the harder it pushes back on you because it's magnetic resistance. So if you try and run with these, the more it's going to tax you. So you got to find that right pacing.
I almost want to see this at zone 1 just so we can tax everybody out and see what the rest of it looks like, because that would be, in my head, as an endurance athlete, as somebody who has to kind of go for long periods of time with like heavy, high intensity, I want to see what it looks like when you have to change it up and you have that really, really high intense event first, and then you can kind of slack at the end if you've got easier tasks then. But
I will contribute to that. I have done a strong backwards, and that was the worst thing I've ever done in my life, so I don't wish that upon anyone.
But lunges, did you learn? You got better. You got stronger.
I did, but I don't want to do that again.
That sounds like you won, though. Sounds like you won if you got stronger.
Absolutely. All righty. Let's see. Kat's finishing up her third here.
Is it? Yeah.
Trying to look at all the different fingers that are up. Looks like Katie Duke has 2 completed.
For a second, I thought
third.
She had 4 up.
We got 1 more for Brooklyn Nichols. I know it's hard sometimes to read the hands.
Yeah, you can see him starting to gas a little bit. This is definitely going to be one of those taxing events. So it's really tiring.
Yep.
We see Barton over there. Jeff.
I'm so just into this race to see what happens here. All right, Brooklyn's about to finish. Let's see if Kat can hang with her. She's going to have to run really hard.
Have to hit it hard.
And last year, Kat was your second place podium finisher, so I know she's nipping to try and be at the top this
I
year.
don't know. I see Tanya over here absolutely just, there is no effort to it. She is just like whisking it around like it's a little blanket.
Isn't that crazy? These
I
athletes
know.
make it look simple. But Catherine Fossbender is out, so she's going to go try and trace down Brooklyn. We'll get our rabbits over there to see the finale.
We've got a couple that we can see running right now.
Yep.
This is going to be crazy. You said we have burpees left, and then we're going to be coming in for the finale.
So we'll get to see it right here off to our right. We get to see it.
Hey, how do we keep them parted?
I think they're mostly going to go onto the sideline, so we should be able to see it.
I hope so. My fingers are crossed for us.
Yep. Tanya looked like she's getting ready to finish up her final lap here. And there's Brooklyn looking strong, coming out. Come on, Brooklyn, hang on. Let's see if we can get a shot of Kat here and what her run pace is looking like. I'd be curious to see just how hard she's running at this point to catch her. All right, there's Kat. Kat is working.
She is killing it.
But we should see them coming into the burpee zone here in just a moment.
I'm anticipating. I am so excited.
Again, just knowing that Brooklyn, you're going to see her fly on these burpees. She is so efficient at this
running
movement.
behind us.
I think that she might lock this one, but again, let's see who's got the guts to go for it all.
And as she's coming into this last station, big shout out to our rabbits that are literally running the course next to these crazy fit athletes.
Yes.
I mean, that is wild.
Here we go. Brooklyn is in. Let's see how many reps she can get in before Kat joins her.
And we've got a perfect view of the finish line. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Okay. Brooklyn Nichols looking very good and strong through these burpees.
There's nobody else in there with her.
Yep, I'm going to call it. Brooklyn Nichols is going to cross the finish line first, but come on, Kat, let's see how far she can push.
Who knows, man?
Right now, she needs to watch out for Katie Duke because Katie Duke is coming into the zone as well, too.
Is she a crazy burpeer?
Katie Duke is also very good at finishing up this race in the burpee zone, so I would try and get as many reps on her as I possibly can.
I think we've got a little delay coming in through the cameras right now. We've got so
we're
much
going to
going
watch
on.
live over here.
We are. I was kind of enjoying it, though. It gave us a little bit of a slow-mo frame by frame of what was happening, and it was kind of cool to see how much further ahead one of the girls would get compared to the other, even just in the same motion.
And there she goes. Brooklyn Nichols is your world champion.
Congratulations, Brooklyn Nichols. What a finish. We're looking at roughly 33 minutes.
Wow.
I think it was 33:02.
Wow.
I don't want to call it.
Wow.
But that was wild.
Again, I didn't put anything past her. She's just been on an absolute tear. She's got the biggest smile at the finish line right now.
And now we're coming in. We're going to see who's going to round out the podium with second, third.
Yep. Katie Duke is crushing those burpees right now. Beautiful
We've got
form.
Tanya coming in here.
All right, there's Kat in your second place position.
Congratulations, Kat. Oh, what a finish, man.
Come on. Let's go, Katie. But look at Tanya.
I know.
She's over there moving.
She has got some motivation. I don't know what she's got in her ear talking to her, but she is killing it.
But, I mean, Tanya is closer. Ooh. I don't know about that. That was a really aggressive set. She didn't throw it. I think there was contact with her hands towards the ground, but it did bounce. Either way, we have Katie Duke unofficially crossing in third place position. Tanya is finishing up her reps, still staying powerful. There are some prize monies for fourth and fifth, so it's very much worth it to continue to push through.
Absolutely. And I mean, you've come this far. You might as well finish
it strong.
Where you can end if you put your all into it, because you're always going to look back and say, what if you didn't?
Exactly. And I think this is Kaylee Royer in fifth position right now.
And how many burpees do they have to complete?
They have to complete 20 of them.
20 is all around.
It feels like a marathon when you get there. You can tell Tanya burnt as many matches as she could. She's starting to step it up.
This is really, again, where it comes into that grit.
Yeah.
The ability to dig in when nobody else wants to dig in, because it hurts. This is not an easy feat.
Wow. Skylar Allen, I think that's over there to the right. There's Tanya in the fourth position. Janelle Teal. Wow, the rounding out the top 10 is going to be quite the fight here. You got Bree Schrader down there in the back. But yeah, the name of the game here is going to be keep your reps clean. They will call the no reps, and that sucks when someone crosses before you because you just didn't get the full rep completed.
That would make me so upset.
So upset.
Especially at this late in the game. I mean, 33 minutes in, and you don't want to put in the last little bit of effort to get the full burpee. That would kill it.
I mean, it does come down to fatigue, but there's also that piece of where you want to move fast, and so you don't get that full extension through the elbows. But you gotta be clean with it. All right, looks like we had
future deckers walking around.
I know,
little
young
love
guns.
that this is a family-friendly event.
100%. We just had our top 5 cross. Looks like Janelle Teal also just crossed, barely making it out of that top 5 positioning there. But which is a huge improvement for Janelle. I think she took 14th or 15th last year. She was towards the bottom.
Yeah.
So maybe that could have been a PR time for her. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, she ran a great race.
It looks like a heck of an improvement to me, even if it wasn't a PR.
I know.
I'm loving this.
So exciting, though.
We are almost finished up with the female elite race.
Yep, and we'll get some of our top athletes from that last race over for some interviews, actually hear what was going on behind the scenes.
Yes.
Which is so fun. What's one of the things that you want to know from the athletes?
I want to know what their post-race snack is like.
Oh, I love that.
You,
logistical.
Well, yeah, because like a lot of you have more than one race every day. So like what are you putting in your body to keep it going when you know that you have to do this again in just a couple short hours or even a day? Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of these top athletes race later today in the fit teams category, so they have to be on top of it. But if your fueling strategy is not on point, not only do you struggle in your race, but even from race to race, your recovery is so low. You just don't have the energy storage needed to. Your body will start to shut down you the next day. Like it will hurt. So it's just not worth it. So I'm sure you'll see that's one of the first things these ladies do is after they finally get off the floor, they'll start to refuel and hydrate.
That's what I would do. I joined the team last night for dinner after I flew in, and I'm not a big eater. Potatoes and French fries.
Yep, that sounds amazing.
It was a carb load. I figured everybody else was getting into their groove. They were getting ready.
Yep.
I should, I'm par with that.
I should also be ready for this.
I also thought that
I have some energy to share.
Maybe I have to drink a Gatorade later.
Yeah.
Just fit in.
Exactly.
Even if we're not working out, we're going to fit in.
Exactly. All right. Do we have all of our athletes? It looks like we might have all of our athletes from our elite division across the finish line. So we'll start to get
look that way.
Well, I don't know if there will be any penalties that were assessed throughout that. So I don't want to say exactly that, who our podium is our podium, because anything could have been shaken up during that. But here shortly we'll find out. And like I said, we'll bring
next right now.
Yeah, so every finisher gets a World Championship special medal. So this is different from the qualifying season medal, which is super cool. It's a little bit bigger. It's got the World Champ title across the front there.
I love that.
Yeah, so they'll get that. They'll get a shirt. And then, of course, they just get the glory of being here, all the photos, the love, the community. And this is what I love. We don't have a shot of them right now, but all of the girls are just chatting. They're talking to each other, giving hugs and high fives. Like, how hard that was because you just did it yourself. And so you just become incredibly grateful for just these women that are pushing you to newer heights.
Oh, yeah. And this is one of those things where, like, if you don't have the other people that you're competing against, like, what is even the point? Like, yeah, you could be fast. Yeah, you could be strong. But, like, if you don't have the community that you are helping build to be stronger together, like, what is the point?
Exactly. Yeah. That's one thing that I've always loved about the DEKA community is it is just that. It is a family and everyone loves everyone. And it really is us against the race course. Yes, you are towing the line with other individuals, but I'd say that's more to push you and to make you better than it is to be like, I want to, beat this other person.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying that's everyone. I'm sure there's those folks that really genuinely want to beat everyone. But for the most part, you'll see the love here within the ladies' field. They're just so excited for one another and all the accomplishments that they've had so far.
Oh, yeah. The competitive nature is kind of what drives it, but at the same time, a lot of us are competitive with ourselves over being competitive to a toxic point with the other people.
Exactly. I just watched Brooklyn Nichols. I'm not sure if that's dad or if that's someone from her family, but she just full on jumped and slopped someone.
I love that.
I mean, again, she has worked so hard. Fun facts about her, if you don't know her journey, she started off in age group divisions, which is where most of us start. They don't always just walk into elite. But she spent a couple of years in age group and then finally was like, I'm going to find the confidence to go compete against the big dog. And look, she is now the world champion for 2025.
That is wild.
Absolutely,
What?
absolutely wild.
I know that your team is the underdog, so I don't mean to plug it too hard, but like, what an underdog story. It truly is. Like, coming in from not an elite fitness background, really just kind of pushing herself to the point where she decided, like, you know what, it is my time. I can do this. Finding that confidence and coming out here, 2025 world champion.
Yeah. I think that's something I'd be interested in knowing from some of the athletes today is like, what was your worst race and what taught you? What did it teach you? Because those are the races, those are the moments. While they're so hard in the moment, those are the different learning lessons that help you come out here and then put together a world championship performance just like she did. So for any athlete, for that matter, that's listening and racing this weekend, it might be your weekend, it might not, but take whatever it is. You've never lost. You always are learning. Take whatever it is and just continue to put it into your files for later, because it will help you become the absolute best athlete you can be.
Oh, yes. Even if you're not racing this weekend, you know, like, failure is how you learn to succeed in the future.
Exactly.
If you don't fail now, you'll never know how to succeed later.
Nope.
You've got to overcome, adapt,
Yeah.
and win the world championships.
Exactly.
Holy bananas. What a crazy, crazy first live event for us.
What did you think of the race now that you've seen a full circuit of it for the first time?
I'm excited. I wish I was a little bit taller so that I could see a little bit more of the action, but I really love what I'm seeing. I love watching, you know, what goes into it. I like seeing the different modalities, the different physicalities, and I love watching people that are talented at anything. I don't care what you're talented at. I want to watch you do what you're talented at, because I think that I learned so much just from, you know, watching people persevere.
Yes. It's inspiring.
I love it.
It like fills your heart cup up.
It really does.
And then that you put that into your own endeavors.
It really is inspiring. It's a good use of the word too. It's not just watching somebody get something out of the grocery store inspiring. It is truly inspiring.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm excited to have you here just to really see what this is all about. It's become a lot of our lives, and for the best reason. But here on the screen here, we see Dave giving the rules to our elite men field. We'll see exactly who's competing in that here soon. Do you know if we'll get a chance to, hey Jason, do you know if we'll get a chance to pull some interviews? He's live.
Kayla's asking if we are going to pull some interviews. I'm happy to go make a friend really quick and grab somebody if you'd like.
Probably after. Yeah.
So after the men, we'll go and pull some interviews, and we'll kind of talk to these athletes and really see kind of what goes into it for them.
Give them a chance to refuel and to take a moment for themselves after they just spent 35 minutes performing for other people.
Well, yeah, I can't ask them about their snacks if they haven't gotten it yet.
Exactly. Well, while we have the male field out there then, I'll go ahead and start to pull up some stuff, some things to look out for.
If the camera freezes, we got 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here. Yeah, which one is that?
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. When did the men come?
There you go.
Like, the boys said we're switching on and off with. The people were switching on and off with.
You guys?
Yeah.
You guys switch on off?
The men? I thought there was a male team of commentators.
No,
Oh, okay.
We're here. We get to do it all.
Ooh, does that mean you guys are going to be coming to me live solo?
What do you mean?
Later? I have no idea. When you're racing?
You would be probably. I think Jason will join you.
I hope so.
There you go. You got a shot of the shoes, folks.
Love it.
A lot of Sauconys out there. That's the favorite. You got also Brooks over there to the right. Ooh, nice. Yeah, a lot of Saucony wearers. I think that's the shoe of not only Hyrox but DEKA as well.
I think I don't think coming into this with brand new shoes would be beneficial, would it?
Oh no.
You kind of want like a couple minutes to break them in?
I'd say at least a couple of weeks to break them in. Definitely don't need any blisters or rashes on the feet.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But yes, we have Dave over explaining the rules. The ones that you'll see him explaining the most on, again, is that very first zone. Ram reverse lunges, making sure that there's full extension through everything. And then the burpees, again, same full extension through all of those movements. Those are the two sort of hot zones. Everything else, I mean, we haven't seen it yet, but it's been pretty standard. It's kind of hard to mess some of those things up. There might be little things here and there.
And I'm looking at your list right now.
Yep.
It looks like Tom Rogers, who is normally kind of at the top of the tier, he is going to be out with this race due to an injury. What happened?
I'm not exactly sure what injury it is, if it was newly sustained or if he was nursing one and decided to pull the plug on it. But our top seed, Tom Rogers, is out. That's probably one of the bigger upsets from this weekend. And he held a 29.28. That was the top end of that range.
I think you got some fans saying hi.
Hello. I am live.
Let's get it going. Connor, 3 balls. Connor, Presley.
You do it? Ooh. Okay, sounds good.
Heck yeah. Do you want to let us know what you said?
Oh, she's just getting her shaken out in.
Ooh,
yep, she's going to
okay.
be competing tomorrow throughout the weekend.
I love that.
Yeah.
So for those of you that can't see what's going on, a lot of the times when the athletes are staying warm or keeping warm or, you know, trying to get ready, they'll sit there and they'll kind of bounce and shake and shake and shake, and it kind of loosens up the muscles. It gets some blood flowing. It gets, you know,
I think it helps them channel their energy too.
Oh, yes.
For sure.
Oh, absolutely.
But look at this. We're already starting to line it up. I love how efficient we're being here. So while they're calling out some people, again, Tom Rogers is out. Greyson Kilgore is your next seed at 29.37. So he was only 9 seconds back from Tom Rogers' qualifying time. I don't know if they raced together at any point this season, but I do think that Greyson Kilgore is a favorite going into this, but not so far behind as well. You have Isaac Sanderson. And I've seen this man race, and it's going to be a heated battle. We also have Ryan Kent, who is a former world champion at multiple DEKA events.
And he's only 20 seconds behind.
He's only 20
Sanderson.
seconds behind.
That's not much of a distance.
Not at all. So it's going to be a very fun battle within your podium. But then you have some of our teams from Spain coming out. And they have held their own. DEKA Fit is really big out in Spain right now, so it's been cool to watch their times flood the leaderboard and take some top spots. Cole Walkington, the Walkingtons, y'all, you're going to see their name a lot. There's a big family of them, and they are some dark horses in some of these races. So I think you'll see Cole up there in the mix for the top 5.
I love that.
Again, some more Spaniards. Let me look at some of the other folks that we have. We have some favorites: Mark Polzin, Chaz Houghton, and Nicholas Riker. Those are some other names you've heard in the DEKA arena before. Jack Bauer, Jude Reynolds. And then also some other folks that we want to shout out that are going to be racing today. Chris McHenry, Connor Presley, and Connor Revord. That's going to be your male field for today. And there's Ryan Kent right there up front.
Okay, he's in the
Adidas hat.
shirt.
No, he's in the camo shorts with the Adidas hat. You got Greyson Kilgore there in the blue shorts. And then Isaac Sanderson repping Canada there with the Canadian headband on.
I wonder if he has maple syrup flavored candies.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I mean, good natural
Sounds
sugars, great natural sugars.
Yes.
Not a lot of like artificial things. I feel like that would be a really efficient kind of. You've had them before, right? The little maple sugar
I didn't
candies?
actually know that those were a thing.
Oh my
but
gosh,
I'm not
they're
shocked
so
to hear that
good.
they
We're
are.
going to have to go ask him afterwards. I hope that he places somewhere near the top so that we can bring him in here and ask him personally if he brought some to share.
You know, I did get a chance to stay with Isaac Sanderson when we competed in Austin together, and I saw him eating bagels and apples. So
That feels about right.
That's about right.
Yeah, carb load, but get the natural sugars in with the apples.
Exactly. All right.
I'm more of a Nerds gummy clusters gal myself.
Oh, man. There's a lot of y'all out there.
They're delicious. But then again, I'm also not, usually doing fitness endurance.
All right. People cheering on Ryan Kent. Not shocked again. He's one of the OGs that started up this sport. Starting to make his comeback. He had a tough season or two.
Got a Let's Go Lucas going on.
Yeah.
Thank you guys again for tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, things you want to bring up, comment it on the YouTube. We are
Yes.
happy to say out loud whatever it is that you have typed, as long as Jason deems it appropriate and puts it on my screen to read. I will put that caveat out there.
Yes. Give these guys some love.
I did get the nod of approval from Jason, so
Yes.
that is a thing.
All right, we got our announcer revving up the crew. We must be getting ready to start here in a moment.
Anytime Jeff is talking, it usually means
It's
things
time.
are happening.
It's time. I am so excited to watch these guys fly.
And what is he wearing around? Is that a band of some sort? Is
Oh,
it a
yeah, it's a
fitness
chest strap.
tracker?
It's a chest strap, and it is tracking his heart rate. So
Okay.
those chest straps are more accurate readings than anything on the wrist
Ah,
will provide. So he's using that will connect to his watch so he can see what his heart rate is
I
throughout
love
the race.
that.
Yeah, some of these racers are very much dependent on heart rate, and they'll alter their effort depending on what that heart rate zone is.
I too actually do utilize heart rate, and they are off.
Here we
yeah.
go.
I do utilize heart rate monitoring when I'm working out as well. So
Yeah.
I think that it helps kind of pull into whether or not you're able to pull more efficiently out of something.
Absolutely. All right, we're
I
seeing
know
these
it's
men
just a
come
delay on
around.
the Cam 3, but the slow mode that I've been getting out of Cam 3 is just beautiful on
Yep.
our end.
All right. Let's see who's out in front. All right, I can't actually see who that. I'm not sure exactly who that is that's out in front. I know the Spaniards have been known to take the front positions pretty early on, so you could see that. They're going to start to try and provide some distance. Ooh, almost some collisions there at the horse
Yeah.
crossing. Got to be careful, folks.
This
Watch where you're
this
going.
one's going to be a little bit more aggressive. I think as we get
Yep.
into some of these zones too, the testosterone is going to start to rise, the levels of aggression, some
Yep.
of the sweat's going to start to stink a little bit. We're going to get some
Yep.
heated, hangry
Yeah.
competitors. I think it's going to be a good race.
So we have a very clear first place competitor pulling out pretty strongly in front of the pack. You know, again, I'm not exactly sure which competitor that is, but then you have Greyson and you have Isaac right there along with Ryan Kent. Those are your tenured athletes. So, you know, I tend to go on the on with them for the correct pacing here just because they've done this so much, but we'll see who this individual is that's taking it out with a good pace.
Again, I just got to give major props to the rabbit that is literally pacing first and second place as he chooses so
Yep.
fit to do so. That is absolutely insane work to me.
Yep. So again, already see running in, it's a little bit of added distance to run to some of those other later corner positions on the mat. So it really does pay off to take that run out just a little bit faster so you can get some time back with the lunges.
And this, I almost wonder if it's kind of, more beneficial to wear a baggy shirt so they can't really see if that whole, I'm watching right now.
You know,
If you
though,
have-
a lot of these forms are looking clean. There's not anyone that'd be like, ooh, that looks a little rough. Usually for the men, I find it coming down to the knee extension.
Yep.
Like they tend to either jump lunge or they tend to just like keep that low squat. But there we go. We have those first few athletes out. Hard to tell who is out first. We'll get some splits here in a moment, but it looks like Greyson Kilgore is near the top.
Wild.
Yep. And all these guys. Oh, we got Cole Walkington out in front. That's exciting. So looks like he had the fastest split for the lunges, which makes sense.
We're going to have to change his name to Cole Runnington.
Oh, that's a good one. I wonder how many times that family has gotten that.
I hope not too many today. Otherwise, then I'm not as funny, but I'll take it.
Yep. It's the first time I've heard it on the live stream, so I love it.
Well, he's definitely not walking. He has all sorts of energy. It looks like that man has had at least 6 bagels,
Yep.
a couple few dozen eggs,
Yep.
and also at least a couple few dozen, and also a monster
Yeah, potentially.
or some sort of Celsius or something, just get all of the energy up because I don't know if they're ever going to stop.
No,
We could put 20 stations out here and it looks like they will continue on forever.
these men are absolutely incredible.
Animals.
They're getting ready to take on their second lap here, getting ready to also go into zone 2, which again, we'll see the 500 meters of rowing. And this is, hopefully we'll get to see some split times on the screen here. I'm anticipating anywhere between 140 to 150
Okay.
at your highest.
Okay. That's not
So
too bad.
about a 10-second gap difference between what you would see in your ladies field.
You know, I haven't rowed on a rowing machine in probably years, but the last time I did, I think it would have, you know, and again, for those who are listening, I can't see. I am in a wheelchair, so like I can't use my legs when I'm doing it. So I do the upper body and the pull for the arms.
It's a workout.
I think it takes me like 5 or 6 minutes to do a 500-meter pull.
Yeah.
So these guys are doing 500 meters in under a minute 30 is disgustingly wild to me. That is so crazy.
It's crazy fast. But they have the leg drive.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
One of our
some
female
times.
finishers right in front of us too. She is still looking full of energy, very, very toned and lean.
That's so just like I expected. You're seeing, I think 142 at the lowest, and we saw 146 to about 147. Everyone's at least 100 meters in so far, at least what it looks like.
I am thankful that he wore a Canadian headband, though, so I do know exactly who to go to and ask for these maple sugar candies. Jason, have you ever had those before?
No.
They're like maple leaf shaped, and they're sugar, and they're maple, and they're delicious.
Oh, I love what I'm seeing here from Isaac. He's got a smile on his face. He's breathing well.
Mm-hmm.
Greyson looks a little bit more labored, but I think he really wants to win this. So I think he's gonna make a big push here.
It looks like he's genuinely pacing himself, like purposefully pacing himself through it so that he can have, whether it be like his heart to the certain rate that he wants it, or if he's kind of saving some energy for later on when he knows that he's going to need that little extra, that little push to get him past whatever he may need.
Yeah, you know, he did podium. I think he took second or third last year. But I don't know. I feel like he's right now, he wants to race very, very spicy. I think he wants to win it all, and he knows if he goes out hot and he, at least he tried.
And he's gone.
All right, so there's Isaac. There's Ryan Kent.
4.
Nicholas Riker. That's another name here. I think
Nicholas Riker.
Start pushing towards the top. He's a longtime favorite. He's not.
And we've got the crowd coming past us now. They're going over to that next station.
Yep.
Sorry.
All right. Let's see who we got here.
Oh, we've got a little change. It's
Isaac
Ator.
Sanderson. Ator from Spain is
he's
out there.
Sitting in first. Isaac is second. Greyson third. Ryan Kent fourth. Nicholas Riker is in fifth. Cole, I'm going to call you Cole Runnington now. You are in sixth. 7 is Powell, and 8 Lucas Garrett. 9th is Alexander, and 10th is Jude. We have a really stout top 10 coming in. This is kind of wild to see. And we've got a lot of changes coming through as they're going station to station. Like the leader is not staying the same like we saw with the women.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think we're going to see that again up until about the ski erg. I think the ski erg is the differentiator, and that's where you're going to see your experienced folks potentially start to take the front of the line here.
And I'm seeing the team over to my right now. They're not on the course right now, but it is, I believe they're going to be competing later. It's the National Guard competition team.
Ooh.
So it's kind of cool to see some of the service branches come out and have like a represented team. I'm excited to see what they do with their weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, loving the setup for the box step overs. I think it's so much more efficient for the athletes.
I want to get our camera guy right in the center of it so that we can get all of them at the same time. Absolutely. We'll get that 360 camera out there, eh, Jason?
All right, here they are. Big group of them coming into the zone.
Yeah. And this is where, like you said, these boxes are wobbly. Have you ever seen anybody kind of topple over it or topple on?
I've seen some close calls. I don't know if I've seen anyone on the elite stream go down yet, but
and this is a very interesting technique I'm seeing up and over, but it's kind of almost like a pivot jump at the top. So they're not really going a full step over. It's like a little pirouette, if you will.
Yep. And that's the most efficient way that we've identified up until this point.
Okay.
Ooh, we got Nicholas Riker, Isaac Sanderson, Greyson Kilgore.
They're going to have to step up those runs, really, really put in the effort right now if they want it.
Oh, gosh.
It's getting close.
This is so exciting.
It's not even my race and my stomach hurts.
From all the nerves. Oh, we almost saw it right there. There was someone that almost just took it down. Woo. Again, everyone be careful on those boxes. I know that's not a favorite station for some. Really fears
maybe I'll have to get a replay later on that one.
All right, Isaac Sanderson with the fastest box step over split at 31 seconds. Nicholas Riker making his move. He did this last year as well. He was fighting for the top 3, and I know that he took a podium spot last year. So This will be fun to watch him try and come out from a bottom seat.
Oh, yeah. We'd love to see it happen again.
Yeah. Here we go.
I was just trying to point out that Nick passed Isaac.
Nick
I think
passed
Isaac
out.
was out of
Okay.
Isaac was out first, but Nick was past him.
Okay. Very good. Yep, there they are. You can see that on the run screen. There's Nick. There's Isaac, Kent, and Kilgore, and Cole. Those are your top
So
five.
if we look right over here, we'll be able to see the front runners kind of coming out.
Give them a nice wave. They can't see us, but
Oh, no, I'm waving at one of the volunteers.
all right. We got the med ball sit-ups to a target coming up next. You want to be efficient in the transition into this movement. You're going to place your feet below a bar.
So you get a good brace in.
What was that?
You have a good brace.
Yes. It is nice to have that brace there. You'll see some of the athletes
And
lifting their hips.
Yep, he's scooting. He's getting pretty much every available ounce of energy out of all of the usable muscle groups that he possibly can, which is smart.
Yep.
You really want to be able to kind of shift the burden of weight, so to speak, from just one group of muscles to as many as you can, so that you can. Oh, he is just hucking it.
So he's got,
That is
they call this the
amazing.
bubbles method. It's where you throw it at the target as your shoulders come off the ground.
I would be scared that I would throw it and it would like bounce back and whack
It's
me in the
fast, though.
face. Oh my
It's fast,
goodness.
though. I think, yep, there's Greyson
And
coming
he's
out.
already gone. Holy bananas, man. That is what a
Ryan Kent
technique.
And
that is-
Nicholas Riker.
I would literally never stop practicing that if I was
Yep.
in this group. That would be my technique from now on forever. Holy bananas, that was fast.
Yep.
I think he halved the time of all the competitors in there.
It definitely
Truly.
takes practice and it takes some strength, but for sure.
But it also takes some of the ab workout. It takes some of the leg work. It takes some of the, the time that you lose just in,
3 seconds difference
holy bananas.
between, honestly, 3 seconds between the top three positions.
Yeah. And what I think is going to give him the edge on that is he saved a bunch of ab, he saved a bunch of leg, he saved a bunch of arm, and he's gonna come into this
We'll see
strong.
what he saved. Yeah.
Strong.
We got the skier coming up next, which is another very core dominant movement. Starts to fire up those lats, but again, this is where the heart rate starts to take a spike and it makes the back half
Yep.
that much harder.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see if these guys can hang on through the tough effort they've put in so far.
It'd be a shame to give it up now.
It would, but again, this is the World Championships. You got to go for it. I
Yep.
know a lot of these athletes say, like, when you step up from the starting line, you just got to go and hope that you can hang on and that it's your day. And if it's not, well, then you just cross the finish line and try again next time.
Oh yeah. And as an athlete, everybody's trying to peak at the right time for their competition season. So,
Yep.
it is one of those things where you can put in all of the effort, you can do everything you can, but somebody else just might be peaking at the right time,
Yep.
and you might peak tomorrow.
Totally.
Unfortunately, it's one of those cycles that we have to follow as an athlete and just continue to work through it and understand our bodies and how it works so that we can continue to fine tune when we peak by choice.
Absolutely. All right, our top four are into the zone. Isaac, Ryan, Greyson, Nick, and Cole over there. Those are your five right in a row. Beautiful forms across all of the guys. Nicholas Riker is so tall, he's able to reach the handles almost to the top of the skier. My goodness.
know. I feel like it's almost cheating if you can reach the top of it and you just have to stand down and sit back down. It is wild.
All right, I hear him calling out some of the times that we're seeing on the screen. Again, 148, 149 seems to be the average for right now. I don't think you'll see anyone go faster than a 142 or 143.
I can't imagine being any faster than 142 or 143 on that. I mean, it feels like they're doing everything in their possible power to get that done as fast, as efficient, and as quickly as possible. So I
Yep.
don't know how much more they really could do.
It's fun to watch them again sneak side eyes. Yeah, Greyson just looked over to his left and to his right just to see where his other competitors were at. But I love Greyson's form. He's the one in the blue shorts there in the middle of your screen.
He was the one doing the bubbles method.
Correct. So very efficient through that first 20% of the pull. We say that's where you want your most power, and then moving his hands straight into the pockets, keeping that line nice and straight.
And you can see he's got that follow through where he's really not letting his energy be
Go
wasted.
behind him.
It's not letting it waste on stopping stagnant either, because a lot of times you'll see people stop and they have to get all of that energy back up into get it going again. And if you have that black shorts, he's got really quick.
We got another shakeup coming out of the zone. Wow. So Ryan Kent out first. Greyson Kilgore. We got Riker out. I didn't see who was just out fifth there. That must have been Cole, because I don't see him.
I believe it was
anymore.
Cole Runnington.
Cole. That's going to get me at least for a couple more times.
That's okay. I hope that he appreciates his new name.
Okay, so Ryan Kent was for sure in the 140s, just considering the transition time. Greyson probably was right around the 149 frame as well. Yep. Yeah, these guys were working hard.
They were.
Whew.
I like to usually say working hard or hardly working, but there was no hardly work out there. Everybody is working so hard. I think we're hardly working compared to what they're doing.
I know.
Right now.
I'm enjoying just sitting here, chatting with you.
I love this. We're bringing it to you guys live from Fort Lauderdale. We're at the Broward Convention Center.
Yeah, I think it's the Broward Convention Center.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
We got here a little later. Things had already kind of started, and the humidity was perfect. It was just a little bit of heat. I'm excited for the day.
Absolutely.
We got in here. It's a little chilly, which means these athletes are going to be able to stay cool, which means they're going to be able to perform longer.
I'm sure hoping so, because it gets hot while you're out there putting out these high efforts. But there we go. We have your race leaders, Ryan Kent and Greyson Kilgore. Greyson's just keeping him in striking distance, and I'm sure that's on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
There's a different sort of feeling of being chased versus being the chaser. And there's some people that love being chased and others that don't love being chased at all.
I am the chaser. I like to start at the back of the pack. I like to plan my moves, and I want to pass you in public. I want to pass you right in front of the grandstands. Kind of how these guys were doing right out of the zones. They are really showing, I'm here to play.
Exactly.
And if you want to keep up, you're going to have to work.
Absolutely. Okay, so that's Isaac Sanderson. That's coming in third position.
And we've got a pass. Oh, my goodness. Let's see if he can keep hold of the lead. This is crazy.
Well, and this is a time for Greyson to really start to put that gap, because his bike is very, very strong.
Okay.
I don't know what we're going to get out of him today, but he's worked really hard on it. I know that in teams his split is right around 20 to 25 seconds.
Wow.
Not sure how he's going to alter that for an individual race today. I know Ryan Kent has had about like a 45 to 50 second bike split in the past. We'll see if he's improved upon that at all.
Okay. And he's already off. He's got a good, let's see, I want to say a good 5 seconds on him.
That was a really solid pass.
That
and then
was.
Isaac not too far behind. Oh, we got the throwing of weights.
Yep.
Can't do that. You see Dave there on the screen saying can't do that.
We got Yancey. Yep, that looks like it's going to be a penalty. That, he's sitting in third right now without that penalty.
That's not what you want, folks.
I'm going to put my Red Bull down very aggressively. That is not what you need to be doing, folks. I mean, we don't need to harp on it too much because those of you that are watching this either already know that, or two, aren't here to throw the weights in front of us. But if you're going to be coming to a DEKA event, please don't throw the weights. Don't throw.
There's more throwing.
The ball.
I mean, it's just dangerous. Like, you could crush someone else's finger. We've seen it happen before. We've had athletes have their fingers actually broken because an athlete threw a weight.
If I get my toes broken, I'm going to be very upsetty spaghetti, and somebody's going to have to piggyback me around because I'm not walking anywhere.
Looks like Greyson's keeping that gap. Oh, and Isaac has made the pass on Ryan Kent. So, and I don't want to get too overly excited here because this could be a part of Ryan Kent's strategy, just to take it a little bit slower going into the bike so that he can actually exert his energy there. Isaac has a pretty decent bike. I don't know if it's as strong as Ryan Kent's, so we'll see how that all plays out.
I'm not mad at that strategy. I'm excited to see how it does play out. A lot of the times.
Yep. All sub-minute farmer carries from the top 10 men. Pretty typical to see on the DEKA Fit course.
Atar is our leader in that one, though. He's only at 43 seconds. He beat Greyson by a whole second. And Powell. These times are very impressive, though, I will say.
Here we go. So Greyson's coming in. Isaac is in and Kent is in. Okay. So getting those first. All right, there he
Yeah,
goes. He's going to start to hammer.
This is crazy.
My guess is his RPMs are right around between the 80 to 85 mark. He might be pumping it into the 90s.
I think he's going to finish this in 37 seconds.
30. That's a great guess. I like that guess. That is solid.
That is my solid guess.
And then you have Isaac that is keeping more of a calm approach to it. Again, it's just the ability. Can you run compromise out of the bike and still put up a strong run?
Calm, cool, collected. That is the name of the game today. And it seems like for a lot of people, that strategy really is paying off, especially when it comes to small details.
Yep.
That Dave is going to harp on you about.
All right, 2 calories left. Ooh. 1. You did it. Okay, let's see. We'll get our split times here, but Greyson Kilgore is out. Where is Ryan Kent?
I got the drum roll going. This is going to be a nail biter at the finish, man.
Yes, it is.
These burpees are going to be absolutely
okay. It looks like Ryan Kent has 3 calories left.
Ooh. 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Wild.
Greyson put in a great gap, and there is, I think that was Isaac I saw come out too. Yep, there it is. So we have your top 3 out. Isaac in second position, Ryan in third.
Fourth is coming out there in the green shorts.
Nicholas Riker. So he's still hanging on. Okay, a little bit longer than 37 seconds. But again, this is also considering him having to go in, adjust the seat, and get in and out of the zone. So probably, I would say probably around the 45 to 47 second mark.
Yeah.
So you weren't super far off. Yeah, so
I believe that was Cole Walkington off.
Yeah, he dropped, it looked like a little bit there. Powell is hanging on. He's starting to sneak his way in. So one of our Spain athletes.
I'm gonna have to get his approval. Make sure he's okay with me calling him Cole Walkington for the weekend.
Oh, I think he will. I think he'll feel great about it.
He earned it.
He sure did.
He earned it.
All right. I think that Greyson might be in the dead ball zone or getting ready to come in. Let's see. I'm trying to look at the different cams. Maybe not.
I'm trying to look around the arena. We do have a pretty good view of the arena. We're in the middle, but there is quite a lot going on.
Okay, it doesn't look like anyone's actually entered the zone in.
Nope, not yet.
Just quite yet. We just hear the live announcements, so we get excited to see who's where.
We're anticipating. Here we go. Here it is. He's coming in now.
So let's see how many reps he can get on.
1.
We'll count them out loud for you.
3, 4, 5.
This is a great lead.
6, 7. Ooh, it's roughly about the same lead that Brooklyn had.
Exactly.
8.
All right,
9.
Isaac is in.
Oh, dang. He is roughly halfway through those. He has, I mean, if he doesn't peter out now, doesn't gas out, he could be finishing this with a good chunk of time ahead of him.
I think Isaac had about 4 reps ahead of Ryan Kent. Ryan Kent moves fairly well through these, though, so he's going to have to keep consistent to catch up with Isaac.
Yep, I think we've got just one more.
I'm getting word that we might see a penalty for Riker for tossing the.
That's what we were hearing.
Yep.
That's what we were seeing out of Dave's too.
So Nicholas Riker is going to have to push into at least the top 2 position.
I wonder if he knows that yet.
I'm going to guess he might not. They might tell the athletes on course, but it's hard to tell.
Jason, do we know if they tell athletes on course if they are going to be facing a penalty, or do they wait until the end?
I don't know.
I mean,
I can't.
As an athlete, I would kind of want to know. That way I know to push a little harder, maybe push so hard that I possibly maybe throw up at the end.
Right. I know that can be a hard thing to do, but I can't say I've ever seen yes one way or the other.
Okay, so we did just see Isaac Sanderson come out of the zone.
Greyson was already gone.
Yep.
He left a year ago.
Yep. Okay, and there's Nicholas Riker. So catching up to Kent a little bit on some of those dead balls must have really moved, and he's going to need to because he can't just take Ryan for third. He's going to need to really overtake him on these last two.
And Riker's really, again, going to have to push if he wants to get into that 4 or 5 spot, even with that penalty.
And I don't even know what the exact time. Again, it could be 10 seconds, it could be 20 seconds. They have different time penalties based off of the zone and what you did.
And I mean, you know, what he did, while in the regular gym world, people don't really see that as much of a thing. But, like, we have close to 200 athletes coming through here. Everybody's got to go through these things. And the more chances we have for people to get hurt, the more it's going to happen. So we do want to keep it safe. That way everybody can compete at their highest level. Because if you win in a class by yourself, you're not really winning.
No, not at all.
We want you to compete against everybody at their highest level as well.
All right. Let's look at some of these splits here. Looks like we had some 102s, 103s. Yeah, Nicholas Riker made a good move there. Greyson staying very consistent there at the top. Cole's fallen back just a little bit here out of that top 5, and he had a little bit of a slower split time than Pouted.
We've got Greyson coming up into the sleds now.
Here we go. Greyson's very strong at the sled, so I don't see him falling back here, but we'll see how he handles some of these swervy wheels.
And back. Yeah, this is really one of those things where it's a front-wheel drive.
It's a front-wheel drive vehicle.
Or a rear-wheel drive, depending on what kind of force you're putting into it. So you really have to push, push, push. You always have to keep it in the throttle if you want those wheels to do what you want to do.
Looks like Greyson had one whole lap on Isaac before he came in. And let's see if Isaac can get a whole lap on the other two guys. Okay.
And they've got some technique. They're really leaning into it. They're letting their body weight kind of pull with the force of gravity, moving their feet quickly underneath them so that they can use the weight of the gravity.
Exactly.
But Greyson has put in the work, man.
He looks so strong. Like, I'm watching Ryan Kent. It looks like he's struggling just a little bit on that push. I think, you know, the first lap is tough because you're getting used to the wheels and the floor.
Yep.
And also, if you don't have the right shoes on, you can slip.
If you didn't do what Brooklyn did and spit on the floor.
I know.
I'm still saying that was the MVP move of the day, folks. That was so smart impressive. In the moment. She knew her shoes were going to have some issues, and she said, let's get some grip in this.
I love what this athlete over here in the blue shorts is doing. He's doing the pull method where you yank it. Your wheels will slide on this floor, which is a very big energy saver in the legs. I mean, you got to run hard. This is the last run before you hit the burpees and cross the finish line.
I mean, they're getting the burpee station set up now. They know this is going to be a rally. Good one. It's going to be fast. There's going to be all of the athletes in there at the same exact time. We've got a lot of things to kind of look out for. Make sure form's good. Make sure everybody's getting all the reps in.
You got Kevin Gregory there as a referee. One of the other elite athletes that you'll see many of times this weekend. They like to have other elite athletes out there judging because it makes it fair. We know what the standard is.
We've got Dave on the screen there. Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave.
He's pointing. He's directing. All right, we have Greyson Kilgore, who is out.
I was going to say, things are getting crazy. People are starting to sprint over to the burpee station, and they're not even racing yet.
Exactly. Now, I'm not 100% sure if Ryan Kent is in front of Isaac or if Isaac is in front of Kent at this point.
I don't know if
so we'll have to
at this point. They're going to have to. Oh, we can look. I see runners behind us.
Okay, Isaac is still on screen.
Ready?
I think Isaac is going to be out after this one.
Look. Yep, Greyson just passed. I just watched Greyson pass.
Okay, beautiful.
Woo.
Isaac is out.
And Greyson is gaining. Is that Arturo?
What was that? In the blue. That's our race leader.
Nope, so that's Greyson. I'm talking about in the black shorts.
I'm not sure who that is. Okay, and Ryan Kent is officially out. So your top 3 are out of the zone.
Okay.
Let's see if anyone is going to continue to rival those top 3. Looks like the man we were questioning is now coming into the zone.
The yellow pants are awesome.
Yes.
They're so bright. I like them because we can see what's going on, even through the thick of all of the crowds and everything like that.
You just saw there on screen this just really how swervy these tanks are. It is. It adds a whole new element to this race. I'm excited to watch the teams races later where they run with these things. It's going to be a wild ride. But we're getting set over here in the burpee zone. Let's see if we can get the runners out.
We've got runners coming in. I see Greyson coming in just probably maybe 10 seconds. He's coming around this last corner right now.
All right. This is exciting, guys.
Here it is.
This is something he's been
Here it
chasing,
is.
and I think he can taste it.
All right. 1.
Beautiful
2.
form. Very explosive still.
3.
He's got so much in the tank.
4.
Yes.
5. 6. Black shorts is Chris McHenry.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. He is killing it.
Wow,
7.
you guys. This is so awesome.
8.
It's safe to say
9.
that Greyson Kilgore is going to be crossing the finish line first. He's about halfway through his reps before anyone even comes and joins him in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac Sanderson
He's
is
well
second.
over half. That's 11. He's at 11 before anybody
What?
even gets in there.
What a finish to this race, folks, because he was not leading the race for the first half, and now look at him. Making sure that those athletes get full
We're
extension
looking for
through
it.
the arms. Here we go.
Where is it? Don't throw that weight, Greyson. Don't
I
throw
know.
it.
We don't need a penalty
Please
in the
don't
final
throw
hour.
it. There it is.
There it is.
Let's go.
He did.
Look at your
Wow.
men's elite world champion. That is Greyson Kilgore.
Amazing.
Holy bananas. He was seated at the top.
We
can
had him
see
as a
why.
favorite.
We can see why. That was insane.
All right. Isaac is still moving well. Kent is moving well.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I think Riker came in after the fact. So there is, even if he comes in faster than any one of these two guys in the burpees, that penalty is going to keep him
It's-
off the podium.
It is unfortunate.
So hopefully he can hold off fourth and or the fifth place, so that way he can stay at least within a prize money zone.
Yeah, that would be rad.
Okay, we have a clean set down there by Isaac Sanderson, crossing
Love
the line
that.
unofficially in second.
Attaboy, Isaac.
Jack,
This
go
in person
faster.
We agree. Jack,
agree,
go
VJ.
faster. But then again, we want everybody to go faster.
Absolutely,
We
especially
wanna
here at
see a
the
good,
end. There's
clean,
nothing else
fast
left.
race. Oh, there's nothing. You got to give it your all now. This is the very last station. You've got 3 feet to run after you finish putting it down safely.
Exactly. And
We'd love
there's
to
your
see it.
third place, Ryan Kent. I know
Wild.
there's a lot of people on the live stream excited to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I think back in 2024, he had to pull, or not in 24, 23 World Championships in Dallas. He had to pull out. I think he had either something going on with breathing. He couldn't get his breath underneath him. He came back and put on an excellent performance for the mile and the strong the other 2 days. But this
He's
is,
looking winded. I mean, rightfully so.
and
this
there's
is-
Nicholas Riker. It looks
Yep.
like at least unofficially in that fourth position. We'll see what that penalty does if he can stay within the top 5. But yeah, I mean, you could just tell they gave everything that they
They did.
had.
And honestly,
Holy cow.
at this stage of the competition, I would hope that they're giving everything they
Yep.
absolutely have and then some.
Yes.
I want to see you leave it all out on these floors, on these mats, on these zones, on these stations, on
Oh!
these mats.
Wow!
That was wild. I
Sorry
don't know
for
how
screaming in your ear, folks, but
I am
that
not sorry. That was crazy.
was awesome. I don't
I-
even know who did that, but I have to imagine whoever's rolling away is probably somewhat hurt.
Yes.
I mean, you're sliding on concrete, but there's no way you didn't just get like a road rash.
I know. I wonder if we have an instant replay, we would be able to pull up with that. That was crazy.
Wow.
What a finish. I mean, I've seen some slick finishes before, but that was slicker
That was
than the
something.
rest. That was crazy.
Jeez. I wonder how many people are giggling at that one. You know,
As long as he's okay, we can giggle.
and I don't even know if that was for a top 5 position or not. I mean, if
I
it
hope
is, if
so.
it is for money, I can see it. But if it's not, I mean,
I
save
would-
your legs, folks. Let's see. Wow.
Can we zoom in on that?
Can we just zoom in?
I need to see whose foot crosses that.
Oh, it's so hard to see with that.
Yeah, we got to go up a little bit more. That was wild.
That was wild.
Holy bananas. Yeah,
That's going to come down to a tenth of a second,
That
if
is-
that.
if that.
And you know, let's say it is.
They might have actually tied on that. If you look at their
They-
first foot,
they-
I think they might have crossed at the same time. So
Well, that's going to be a question. Let's say that they tied for 5th.
let's watch.
Oh, wow.
I think the slide gets
I
it.
think the slide
I
gets
think
it.
the slide gets it. I
Oh.
think the slide gets it. I don't know about you, but I think the slide gets it.
I think it just might have.
We gotta
Assuming
go
he
high
put the
five
right,
him. That
assuming
was
he put the right
crazy.
foot
All right.
forward.
Slow-mo. And pause. That's him.
Oh, that's
he
him.
has it. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. Jason, thank you for that. We got to make sure the refs know this. How do we call Yancey over here?
Well, it's a timing chip.
We got to.
It's a timing chip thing.
But by the toes?
But by the toes.
Where's
folks.
the timing chip? Is it in the toe?
It's not. It's around the ankle. So that was an exciting finish. Thank goodness we had that on slow-mo.
That was awesome. We're looking at some of the competitors coming through. They've got their finishing
Nice
medals.
job.
Look at a sweaty high
fives
five.
all around.
That was crazy, dude. That was crazy.
So cool. So freaking
I want to know who did that slide. We got to high five him.
I know. If you on the live stream comment who that was.
Comment the name of the racer that just did that crazy sprint.
Good on him.
That was a first base.
I was going to say
kind
that
of slide.
Well, you don't really slide into first base unless you're stealing. Like first base into second, you could steal second.
That was a home plate steal slide.
There you go.
There we go.
That's exactly what
I'm
that
sorry.
was.
I got all my field goals wrong, guys. I promise I'm not really that dumb with sports. I'm just being silly. But that was wild. I can't believe
it was
we
very
watched
well
that
done.
happen.
Very well done. Well, there you have it, folks. There is your Fit Elite individual races completed for the day. I think we had just just few. I think actually all the competitors are across the finish line
They
now.
are. We're going to grab some interviews in just a second. I believe Jason is going to go and grab some willing victims for us.
I think while we do this, I'm going to shift a little bit over so that we can make some room for our folks.
Let's do it.
Okay. So that way we can get them in here. I wonder who we're going to get first.
I wonder. I'm excited. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
And then we'll have them sit right there. Beautiful.
Yeah, make sure that they're in the
Do we
extra
have
screen.
a headset for them, or are we using Jason's?
We're going to probably, you know what? I wonder if it would make sense to shift the other way.
Shift the other way.
We're going to shift the other way.
We're going to shift the other way.
We hope you're enjoying the show. Oh, I'm a little bit too far out of the screen. There we go.
We got this.
All right. Continue to comment, cheer on anyone.
I see Dave behind us looking excited.
Yes. Feel free to drop any questions, too, that you might be curious in knowing from some of our top 3 athletes. We're going to try and grab, I think, all 3 podium contenders.
Jude Reynolds. I want to get Jude over here, and I want to know what was going through his head when he made that third base into home slide. That was insane. And I want to see if we can pull up some of that footage and show him just how absolutely gnarly close it was.
We're over here, excited about your podium, and then yet you have the 4 through 6 battling their bodies.
I mean, sometimes that is the more exciting battle.
So we're not seeing the men's time top 10 populate yet, probably because they're working on it after everything that happened.
Should you let them know we do have video evidence of who should get that 5th place?
Well, I think they're also working on the penalty piece, too.
That is true. Right. We do have penalties to take into account, but I hear Jeff Barton talking right now, so we might get some results.
Oh, we got Ryan Kent coming over to come chat with you guys.
Welcome in, Crazy Pants. Holy moly. No, you're crazy. That was insane, dude.
I thought you were complimenting my shorts.
They are super cute as well, but that was insane,
over
dude.
to the right. There it is.
Gotcha. Okay, we're on.
There we go.
We're on.
Heck yeah.
Let me move this just a little bit for you. There you go. You've got a lot of energy. Holy crap.
I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Yeah.
That looked
Catch
hard.
your breath. You want some water? You want a little
No,
Red
I'm okay.
Bull?
I'm okay. I train a lot for high rocks.
Yeah.
And DEKA is just sort of something I enjoy popping into from time to time.
Yeah.
But I can tell that all the threshold, if you know training at all,
I don't.
You have to spend a lot of time in threshold for high rocks.
Yep.
And DEKA, you have to have that level above threshold, which is like VO2 max stuff. And I did a little bit coming into this race, but I could definitely see that I was struggling to hit that extra gear a level above threshold that you need for DEKA, and just wasn't able to get there. Had a little mishap on the bike too.
What happened there?
I forgot to lock the seat, so it just kept dropping and dropping until basically I was on a tricycle, and you cannot generate any power at all if you can't straighten your legs on a bike. You know, like if you ever ridden a little child's bike.
I have tried.
So
we talk about that all the time. If you have the wrong bike setting, you can blow up your legs, and that is not what you want for the last few zones of the workout.
Yeah.
So.
There we go. We've got a little better picture on you now. We got to show everybody how much you actually put in that sweat equity.
It's warm out down here in Florida.
Yes, there it is.
Oh my gosh,
we're talking about that humidity.
So, but no, I'm very, very proud. I would have loved to have won that race. The DEKA Fit still is the one DEKA event that I have not won in terms of a world championship. I got the mile and the strong. The fit still eludes me, but it's always fun to come back and chase it and kind of compete with a different group of guys that
absolutely,
I'm not used to racing against. So.
And it was a heck of a race out there. We were watching passes happen at every zone, every turn. Like we watched you pass over here in the Farmer Fit, and that was really kind of where you got your good.
Well, it was actually one before that. It was coming out of the ski.
Nope, this is where I watched you get.
That's where Greyson passed me.
Yeah. Oh snap! You're right. Yep. You're right. Okay, I'm getting all my
shorts
confused.
Fine. You're fine. There was a lot going on.
Yeah,
there is.
This is my first DEKA too, so you're gonna have to excuse me.
No, I honestly I felt good at that point. I'm like, okay, like we're doing it.
Yep.
Like this is going according to plan.
Did that give you the adrenaline, the little boost that you need?
It gave me a little confidence for sure.
Okay.
But again, like the bike is a weapon of mine, and I could sense kind of going into it. I'm like, man, I don't think that I have that gear to really attack this the way that I want to, or the way that I have in the past. And it was the opposite of a weapon for me. It was like kind of the nail in the coffin almost, and then just kind of survival mode after that. But I tell you what, all the high rocks training paid off on the sleds.
Love that.
Those are much harder than they used to be. So to come in here and be able to work that pretty good was a good confidence.
I was about to ask you, how'd you feel about the swivel wheels?
Well, it's definitely slower than it used to be with the tanks where the wheels did not move side to side. This is like pushing a weighted shopping cart with a bummed wheel. You know, and like you're like, dude, why did I grab this stupid shopping cart? Let me go back and get another one. That's what it's like pushing.
All I hear is you can go to any store in the U.S. and find a good piece of training material.
Yes.
You just got to load up the cart and just start pushing it around.
And then carry the heavy groceries back to the house.
I mean,
you know, so all
you gotta
functional.
do what you got to do.
Train. Yeah.
That is kind of what's cool about a lot of these workouts, though, is this allows people from basically every walk of life to be able to come in and be an athlete, be fit, and really kind of push those normal functional muscle groups because you're not doing anything really out of the wild. You're doing burpees, you're doing some lunges, you're doing some box steps. None of this is unobtainable for anybody.
Right. Yeah, there's nothing with really hard technical skill
it's
involved.
Inclusive.
Like anyone could really, like DEKA, they say that, you know, this is we're here for everybody, and it like honestly anyone could come if you haven't done any sort of fitness at all. Like you could probably come in here and complete a DEKA fit.
I was thinking about doing it.
You may have to, you know,
walk.
I don't know. Are you wheelchair permanently?
Yeah.
Or, you could scoot your tail all the way around the course.
Yeah.
If you can't run, you could walk all the way around. Like it's capable.
If you can't walk, you can crawl.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. So again, I've never been a part of DEKA, so this is my first time coming into this. And a lot of our listeners that are going to be kind of tuning in, sometimes our first-time listeners, first-time seers of this, talk to me about what it takes to prepare for this. What do you eat? What's your training routine?
He's like, oh, man.
I want to know about the snacks. Selfishly,
I love snacks.
I love snacks. I want to know what snacks you're using to kind of fuel this because this is one of those things where you don't want crappy sugar. You want to have good
believe it or
carbs.
not,
I know you do.
Believe it or not, the crappy sugars
can
actually be a performance enhancer in the short term. It can't be in the long term.
Crash,
absolutely. But if you eat like a donut or some gummy bears before you go out and compete, that can give you that, you know, that sugar rush that you need.
But we're only doing a 30-minute thing here. So if you're going into like an hour and a half long kind of thing, you're going to have to keep sustaining those refined sugars.
You would pack some gels maybe in your pants and consume that every 20 to 30 minutes. But I would say a majority of my diet is carbohydrates because I need carbohydrates to fuel the training. Obviously protein's important too. You need recovery from the training. But it takes a lot. I would say I train, you know, around 15 hours a week. So you're averaging over 2 hours per day.
How much protein do you think you're putting into repair and
Probably
build those muscles?
200 grams,
a
roughly.
day?
Yeah.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I even eat 200 grams of anything a
Well,
day.
some of
I
it.
hope so.
Some of it is, it's easy to get because you just make protein shakes and get it in super quick. The rest of it, I really do try to get from my diet.
Heck yeah.
But I'm far from perfect. I'll just say that.
I don't know. We saw a pretty near perfect run out there. That was wild.
Thank you.
It was impressive.
And you're going to be running later today as well, too, in a teams?
No.
Okay. I thought that you were going to be running later today.
No.
Dang it.
I'll be back tomorrow for a DEKA mile.
Okay.
Oh, let's go.
So
we'll get to see you kind of crush
maybe
that.
a little redemption.
What's your dinner going to look like tonight if you've got the mile going on tomorrow?
I'll keep it simple, like some pasta with some protein on top.
There you go.
Whether that's ground beef, ground turkey, maybe some salmon. But yeah, I like a little rice or pasta, and then add a little protein on top, and then maybe a little dessert too.
Ooh.
Nothing wrong with.
We're in Florida. Get a little key lime pie.
Oh, is that the thing down here?
Oh yes, please do it.
Okay.
You will thank me forever.
Very good.
Don't thank me with shellfish.
Okay. Thank you. If I'm getting out of here, thank you guys all for all the support, man. I've got a lot of people out there who root for me. I don't know if you guys know my story, but I've really struggled the past 2 years since my father passed. And,
okay. Do you want to talk to us about that a little bit? What this means to you? What this would mean to him?
He was my number one fan.
I love that.
He was the reason, or he is the reason that I got involved in sports, endurance sports in particular.
Heck yeah.
And I am who I am because of my dad. So when he passed, it was a really hard thing for me to come to terms with, to lose my superhero.
Yeah.
And I went through and still going through it, but I've kind of come out the other side now.
Good for you.
But we also lost a good friend of mine and a competitor, Rylan Shadig.
Yeah.
A couple of months ago.
Yep.
And he would have been out here today racing with us.
Yeah.
And it's just a good reminder, man, that life is short and life is precious, and you never really know when something could happen. I could, knock on wood, plane could go down on the way home. It's like anything could happen to us, and it's so easy to go through life and just think, nothing's ever going to happen. But the reality is your life can change in an instant, and sometimes you just got to take a deep breath and tell the people around you how much you love them and care for them, because again, you just never know. And with what happened to Rylan is a great example of that, man. Rylan was so strong and fit. It's like nothing can happen to somebody so
almost.
So it's a great wake up call for me to be like, hey, you may think you're tough, but life is way tougher and stronger than you.
Tougher.
So I think a lot of us out there, we try to embody a little bit of Rylan in our race out there today.
A lot of pointy racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Live wild, die free.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Thank you for that shout out.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Super sorry for your loss, but I will say I am glad that your dad was able to leave you with this gift.
Yeah.
Because you are able to continue living and leading his legacy through something that is so important, and it connects us all.
Right.
And it's really cool to see that you're doing it for the right reasons, not just for some vanity. I want to look good. You're doing this because you love it, and you love watching the people around you succeed. And that's just, you're a winner in my book.
Thank you.
All around today.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say, if this were a few years ago, I'd be really, really pissed right now that I didn't win that race. But it's like, what is there really to be so upset about?
Right?
I got third. I got on the podium. I got beat by two guys that were better to me today. And I can live with that. And that will only fuel me going forward. I'm not going to hold anything. I'm not mad at the dudes who beat me. Where in the past, it's like, those are now my enemies. And I will not speak to them. I will not have any sort of friendship or relationship with them. But, again, through just the journey of life, you realize that, this all, sure, it's important, but it's not everything. And if you're going to be in a bitter mood every time you don't win, well, you're going to be in a pretty pissy mood a lot.
And you're never going to have the actual energy or ability to win if you're always pissy.
Yeah. It's not everything.
What I do love is, I don't know if you know this, but in the Olympics, they always say that first place is the happiest, second place is the maddest, and third place is the second happiest.
Yeah.
Because
you're not the first loser.
You podium. You podium.
Right.
Third place, you're like, yay, I'm on the podium.
Right.
Second place, you're like, dang it, could I have done more? There's always questions.
Sure.
But, coming in with a world championship at third, in
Amazing.
quite a
Now I have a
intense
second.
heat.
I have a second and a third in the DEKA fit.
Now we
So
got to see a
it's
first
coming.
place tomorrow for the
I'll be.
mile.
I turn 40 next week, so I'm going to come back next year at age 40, and maybe that'll be the year.
That'll be the year.
Yeah.
You make me feel old. This is wild.
Yep.
Wild.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm going to get out of here now,
Heck
guys.
yeah.
Go recover.
Go
do your
recover.
things.
Absolutely.
We'll see
Thank
you
you.
tomorrow,
See you
hopefully,
guys.
after a maybe first place podium in the mile.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah,
get it.
let's go.
Go get some work.
Manifest.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you again. Huge shout out, Kara.
Nice to meet you.
Kayla.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
See you guys.
We'll leave that there for the next
Oh,
person.
yeah. We are excited. We'll see who Jason wants to throw our way next. We're loving this.
Okay, cool. All right. Do we need another chair?
You
might
guys
need
just
a
got my
towel.
gross face. I don't know how. I'm going to show you guys if I can. This is the chair that he just left. It is so sweaty.
Yeah. Huh?
I'm going to need them to bring their own Clorox wipes.
Welcome to Florida. Can we
I'm
just?
laughing.
I know.
I'm
Can
laughing.
we,
This is
before we get the
hilarious.
next interviews, can we
Yes.
just talk about the growth that Ryan Kent has
Yes.
had? I mean, you guys saw it firsthand. He was the person to beat starting off, and now he's just this very grateful individual for all that's come. Hi, sister. Do you not like doing this? Do you not like? Well, you're going to talk because you're the new world champ.
You are the new world champ, guys.
You did it.
We're setting up right now. We're going to get a wipe so that we don't have.
stuff by now.
I got you, girl. We're not going to put sweat on you. I would be grossed out too. Like we were saying, it is Florida. It is hot. It is humid. And these guys just put in the most insane amount of effort, insane amount of work. Talk to us, new champ.
What do you want to hear?
I want to hear your name first.
My name is Brooklyn Nichols.
Brooklyn Nichols. So you guys heard us talking about her a little bit on the live stream a little earlier. You were killing it out there, dude.
Dude,
Like,
I tried.
it was impressive to watch you, like, just kind of get into the zone and just put in the work. And you made that course, if I may say so, your B.
Mhm.
It was amazing. Like, you
Thank
looked
you so
like
much.
you weren't tired, you weren't gassed, you weren't winded. It looked like you could have done another 4 of those.
Well, I don't like to put this out there that often, but I am the DEKA Fit Ultra world record.
Ooh,
holder, so
yes.
I
Hop
probably
off,
could do
girl.
it 4 more times.
I'm just
You
going to,
could.
you know,
did
brush
me
your
too.
shoulder off because you
Thank you.
deserve it. Dang. Okay.
This woman's
So talk to me about that. Like, how did you get into this to begin with?
I started working at an affiliate gym in 2022.
Okay.
When everybody else started
And
doing
how old
DEKA.
are you?
25.
25. Okay.
So this is my 4th world championship. And I started as an age group athlete, just
Okay.
like most people did. And
Okay.
we graduated, and here we are.
I want to hear about that. Your
Yes.
graduation from age group to
Let's
here.
hear that transition because
Yeah.
we actually were talking about that a little bit. She was telling me how, like, a lot of people don't come in from age groups and then end up being such an elite athlete like you are.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a cool transition, and it's kind of cool for me to see because I've never seen any of this before.
Right. I've invested a lot of time.
I
into
could
this,
tell.
a lot of time and energy into this. And like Kayla said, I started an age group in my first year. I raced in all 3 races, but I won the DEKA Strong for the 18 to 24 age group by like 10 seconds.
Okay.
I think because I out burpeed a girl that was like 6
Atta
feet
girl.
tall.
It's a strength
Hey.
of yours.
Yeah,
I mean, you got less distance to the floor, so
That's
you
right.
should out burpee her.
that's right. And then the year after that, I was like, oh, I want to be really, really good at this. And I
Heck
triple
yeah.
crowned in my age group.
Ooh.
Like, okay, cool. Now we can move up. And last year I did a couple races in the elite. I did ruck.
You were the dark horse.
I was
last
the dark
year.
horse.
Yes.
So,
So
I didn't have a lot of favorable outcomes last year. There were just some falling short on the marks. So
Okay.
this year, coming into it, running has never been my strong suit, but I've invested a lot of time in that,
We
a
can
lot
tell.
of energy in that.
Yep.
We can definitely tell.
And-
I was going to ask you for tips.
Yeah,
Guys, we have a comedic on the line here.
have
I
been
wanted
working
this
on
one
it.
the most.
We
for
can
sure.
tell.
Really.
Yeah,
You can tell.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
like I love the strong. The strong has always been like you know
I
it's
know.
got a special place in me.
We got the
Absolutely.
hybrid engine popping in.
Yeah.
They said, amazing
Hey.
job, Brooklyn.
Oh,
Oh,
Hey, can you see this?
yes.
There you go.
there it is.
Thank you,
there
Anthony.
it is.
So good.
We got more champs coming up. I see you over there, whiling
Thanks,
out.
honey. That's my boyfriend over there. Just
That's, yeah,
Hello,
that was Cole.
boyfriend.
yeah.
Cole, who also
Your
did a
ponytail
great
looks
weight.
good, honey.
Oh, we do have a question for Cole.
Was it Cole?
I believe so.
I don't think was it Cole. I don't. Did he slide across the line?
No. Hey, Cole.
Oh, you do. Yes,
Cole.
it's his last name.
Oh,
I changed his last name while we were on air.
they changed your
I
last
changed.
name.
Here,
Well,
come here. I'll tell
yeah,
you.
Come here.
I'll tell everybody. Let me pull these really quick for you. All right, Cole. We've got a fitness couple here. So,
great.
Cole, you were killing it out there, and I noticed that your last name is Walkington. I changed it. You're now Cole Runnington here all weekend
you.
long. It will just be Cole Runnington. I hope you're okay with that.
That's fine. Fun fact, that was my dad's nickname in high school when he played
Runnington?
football. Yeah.
This is even better. I'm so glad that we could bring that in. We just had a conversation with Greyson, a little bit about his dad and kind of what it means to him bringing this in. So you were killing it out. Do you guys train together?
We do now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
just moved to Illinois, so
atta
we are
girl.
training
Okay.
together all
Now
the
I'm
time.
constantly trying to keep up with her.
Well, yeah.
It's my job to make you better.
I mean,
It is.
we saw
Yeah.
what she was doing out there. You still have some room to grow. I think she could help you on your burpee form, maybe a little bike form.
Yes, for sure.
The Farmer Fit carry, 100% you could use some work on.
Yeah, for sure.
So are you going to be racing again this weekend?
Yeah, I'm actually racing again in the elite team tonight with my dad.
Okay.
So last year we were fortunate enough to take third. We're hoping to move up a little bit this year
Okay. Are you racing with him or against him
with him.
as a team?
Yes.
I love this. Okay, so you guys will definitely be the Runningtons later. That is full fetch.
yes.
Um,
I'm mile tomorrow.
Mile tomorrow?
teams tomorrow. With Zach Tate and Strong on
so
Sunday.
you have 3 more?
yes.
Ooh. I did say she had 4 more in her, so I'm glad that you only
Yeah.
have 3 more. 4
Yes.
might have been pushing
Might have
it.
been a stretch.
Might have been a little stretch.
Yeah.
So, talk to me about what kind of goes into prepping for an event like this, especially you just moved up to Illinois. So I know being a mover myself, like there's a lot that comes out of you and you don't have your equipment. You don't get to prep the way that you do. Your foods aren't the same. You're finding new ingredients. Like now you're corn fed. What's that like?
We are princesses about what we do. We always make sure that we have what we
Good.
need.
Good.
We're very simple creatures, though.
Yeah.
As long as we have treadmills, chicken, and rice, and we're pretty
And
much okay.
honey, don't forget
and
the
honey.
honey.
Don't forget the honey.
I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, but they have a state-of-the-art facility at Cross Kicks
Yeah.
with
I was going to say, do you train at a
High Rocks,
specialized?
what's
Rocks
it called?
Performance is the gym
Rocks
that we just opened up.
Performance.
Okay.
So it's a hybrid training center out
Okay.
in the northwest suburbs of Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
What parts?
We're in Algonquin.
Okay. I go to Rockford all the time.
Oh, nice.
Poplar
Beautiful.
Grove. So I'll come say hi next time I'm up
Yeah,
there.
please
I'll
do.
bring
Please
you some more nerds.
Yes.
Yes.
I love this. I mean, my really only burning question is like, what is your favorite snack afterwards to recover, especially when you've got more things that you have to do?
I love that question. I just downed a Rice Krispie treat while I was
Atta girl.
chasing him around.
I have one in my
Atta girl.
backpack too.
Atta girl.
Rice
Rice
treats.
Krispies are life.
Yeah. Home style.
I think it's time. What was that?
Home style Rice Krispie treats.
style.
Because they're
with the marshmallow.
50%
Yes,
thicker.
and they've got the marshmallow
Yeah.
chunkies in there
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of melt in your mouth, but not quite.
I do want to say, I think they are getting ready to acknowledge the
Oh,
Okay.
I gotta go.
So
Gotta
we're
go up
gonna,
on the
yeah,
top.
You gotta go get
both
Okay.
of you get out of here. Go
Will
have
do.
fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. We're excited
Absolutely.
to see you guys tomorrow. Good luck and
yeah.
get at it.
Thanks you.
Thank you guys. Yeah, no. You go get it, girl. We're sending Brooklyn away. She needs to go get her moment. She needs that camera. I think we're gonna send. And back on us. That is you.
The elite awards are about to start, so
Yeah, do you want to switch the camera over to there?
no, we're going to go ahead and show the results that we have.
Yeah.
We'll start with the women.
All right, there you go,
Dang.
you guys. Your top 5 is who they're recognizing on the podium right now. So in 5th place was Kaylee Royer with a total time of 35:33. Tanya, your girl, 34:56.
I'm not mad at that. She
No.
definitely performed, especially coming from another country, that long layover flight.
Absolutely amazing. Katie Duke is making her appearance on the podium this year. That is so exciting for her.
Atta girl.
33:53. Kat Fossbender, who again was the favorite at the time based off of seeds, with a 33:31, and then 30 seconds before that was Brooklyn Nichols crossing the line as world champion.
I mean, we watched it together. That run she put out there was incredible. It was just a feat of physicality. Yep. There was no mistakes. It's going to be hard to beat her in any other event that she touches.
Yep. And I am not going to be shocked if she goes Triple Crown.
I agree.
This year. So it'll be fun to watch her. Do we have a males yet?
We do not.
Oh, this is...
If y'all want to chat for a few more minutes, I'll go see if we can get it.
Yep.
And maybe by then you might get some athletes come over to you.
Cool.
But yeah, if you can just...
Yeah, we'll continue to chat it out.
Yeah.
We got this.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. We have probably another like 18 hours of live streaming that we'll be doing this weekend.
Absolutely.
We've got, let's talk about the next event that's coming up.
Ooh, yeah. So we'll give you guys a little bit of a head preview of what we got going on. So we're going to clearly stay within the DEKA Fit today. That's what all of our races will be. We have the elite females coming up. Yep.
After lunch?
After lunch, we're going to take a quick little lunch break. Then we'll be on probably about 15 minutes prior. We'll go through all of the different teams to look out for.
And as you're watching, if the stream kicks over to another stream because they're switching to a different event, it will automatically reroute you. If not, it will give you a little link to click.
Yep, so watch
click
out for
that. Stay tuned with us. You will have fun. We are having fun.
Yes.
And if you have any good snack recommendations, please drop them in the YouTubes. I need to know what you are using to fuel your body because these people are crazy out here, and I need to know how I can get on their level.
Yes. After that, we'll have the Elite Co-Ed come out.
Okay.
That'll be a very exciting race with the face-off. We'll talk about a little bit more later. And then past that point, we will have the Elite Males finish us off for the day. That'll be all of our DEKA Fit live streams, and then we will see you guys tomorrow for the DEKA Mile. Same exact events.
We will be back early, 9-ish a.m., 9:30, 10-ish.
Right around that time frame.
Right around that time frame. We will have the B-roll kind of going as we're getting ready to kick into it, and then you'll see our cute little bright, welcoming faces early in the morning. Absolutely. I don't know how welcoming I am in the morning, but we're going to try and bring it for you guys because this is exciting, and we want you to hang out with us all day long.
All right, they're over here recognizing again all of our podium winners.
Oh, yes.
So many smiles. There's Brooklyn taking her first place spot. So freaking cool.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Again, going from age group athlete to I want to be good to being a Triple Crown age group athlete to being like, okay, it's time to push myself.
And we just chatted with her. She is nicer than nice, man. Like she could not have been more deserving of this.
And you can feel the energy. She's very humble. You can tell she loves this. She loves to work hard.
Oh yes.
But she's still just excited
and
to be
she's got a good sense of humor. She's funny.
Sense of humor.
Oh, I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what she does for the sport and in the future of her own sporting. Like where she takes this kind of energy, this passion, this drive.
Yeah.
It's going to be big.
Absolutely. And just again, she talked about how hard she's been working on her running. Tomorrow during the DEKA Mile, I would not be shocked if she takes another podium spot.
I hope she does. I want to see that Triple Crown. I think it'd be really, really impressive.
Awesome. Still working. Let's see here if we can get those final results for you guys.
I love that they make them hold more stuff up. That is so funny.
Yeah.
I love this. I see Jeff over there. Jeff's pretty crazy at commentating when he's on the mic over there. He is loud and energetic.
It makes you excited to be
here. It does. I mean, I was already excited. I didn't need Jeff to do that, but you know.
So we might, let's see what they have here. We'll try and keep you live. They're going to get ready to announce, I think, the top 5 of the men's. All right, so we have Cole Walkington.
Cole Walkington with 5th place, which is still wild. I don't know. I want to know where...
All right, so there you go. You see the effects of the penalty taking place.
There it is.
So I'm not sure how big that penalty was. We'll see here when we get the final results.
Unfortunately, I think it was a big enough penalty that really kind of shook up the standings.
Yep, so Ettore took your 4th place spot. right.
Okay.
Third place, Ryan Kent.
Ryan Kent. And I think it'll be pulling up in just a second.
Awesome.
There it is. Okay. Yeah. That was Isaac Sanderson with a time of 30:13. That is wild.
Yes, absolutely.
And then we have Greyson coming up after that with a time of
The only sub 30 of the day.
9:32.
Wow.
Absolutely incredible.
But yeah, there's your top 10, folks.
And Jude came in. It looks like they have him at 31:30.
Okay.
Which,
wow. So I wonder where, oh, there's Nicholas. I was like, how far did Nicholas fall back? No, he's right there.
he might have had a 5 or a 15-second penalty. I want to say he had a 5-second penalty because wasn't he crossing the line with Jude?
No, he wasn't.
Who crossed the line with Jude?
Maybe it was
Jude was the
Powell.
guy that slid.
Then my guess is it would be Jude and Powell that probably did. But that's a pretty big gap. So
that's why I'm
hard to say.
confused. I'm trying to figure out where that split time is.
Not 100% sure.
I wonder if there's other penalties that kind of came into play.
And there very well could be that we just don't see. But yeah. That one throwing of the weights took Nick from 4th to 9th.
At least, yeah.
Like you can't do that. So I'm sure that's.
I want to say that was probably like a 15-second penalty is what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
He would have. Yeah, 15.
Yep.
Yeesh. That
Yeesh.
sucks.
But I bet you he won't do it if he's racing again this weekend. That's
Nope.
for sure.
Nope.
And that's just how your cookie crumbles, folks.
That is how the cookie crumbles. That is how it comes on race day. I mean, you can put everything in. We see it in swimming all the time as well. Like, you can do everything you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't take your goggles off and tell the ref you're okay in the right sequence of events, you're going to get DQ'd no matter how good your dive was.
Yep.
So we just got to keep it going, keep it safe, keep it simple, keep it energetic.
Absolutely.
This is DEKA.
This is DEKA.
I'm excited. My name is Kara. This is Kayla, and we've got Jason over here working on the computers.
Jason, are you ready for us to?
I'm actually going to try and show some replays.
Yeah,
let's get some replays.
So just keep chatting for me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Chatting away. We got this. I
The
like his
replays
shirt.
are my favorite part because we get to see just some of those iconic race moments that maybe we didn't get a chance
absolutely.
to talk with some of the athletes about.
We will in a little bit. We're
Yeah.
going to wait for them to get some fuel in them.
Yeah.
Maybe
Bask in
dry
their
out some of their
glory.
sweat.
Yeah,
That way we don't
that
have
was a
to-
pool.
That
man.
was crazy. That
That-
was crazy.
That was a pool.
I'm very surprised we got Brooklyn to sit down in the chair after that actually happened. I wouldn't have. I didn't sign up
You
to
know
go
what,
swimming.
though? At that point, you're sweaty. You need a shower too.
I don't know. She didn't look too sweaty to me. She looked like she had just gone for a Sunday breeze walk.
I mean, maybe she had already dried. You don't know.
Hey, that's fair. That is fair. But we're going to bring in some of those athletes a little bit later.
Yeah.
We're going to chat with them, see kind of what goes into their mentality, their preparation, their mindset, and see why they do DEKA.
Yeah, we'll get to see a little bit more. But yes, being patient as we get those live replays.
Oh, yes. We've got Jack, just came behind us. We were talking about him earlier. He's one of the great photographers that'll be here capturing all of those moments of insanity, of hard work, of desperation. Because, everybody here is chasing a dream.
Mm-hmm.
They're all chasing that title. They're all chasing that time. They're chasing the lack of fatigue that they wish that they had. We're chasing that run. It's going to be a good time.
I do not have a pen for you.
Sorry. Yeah.
All right, let's see here.
Almost ready. Sorry.
Almost
All
ready.
good. All good.
We're looking. I'm excited. We've got lunch coming up next. What are you going to do for lunch today?
Well, we have a private chef at our place, so he's bringing over a boatload of food.
I might steal a bite from yours. That just sounds like I have to.
Yes. So we'll be feeling good. I know we've talked a lot about food, which is so funny.
It's important. It is fuel.
But for anyone on this stream anyone in the sport that really knows me, they know how much I love to eat. So the fact that the food has been the primary, point of today, it makes me giggle. Anywhere I'm at, it's about food. We don't have pens.
We don't.
I know. You think they would give you one? Okay. Yeah, that's a bummer.
Not a bad idea.
Are y'all ready for these?
Ready.
All right, let's do it.
Ready for that. Ooh, I just saw the master dump.
There we go. There the ladies are at the starting line. All right. And right off the starting line, Kat was pretty dominant in taking that leading role with Brooklyn not too far behind.
I think I want to see the bubbles technique for the women next time.
Yeah.
Can you do the bubbles technique?
It takes, like I said, takes some energy.
I know.
It takes some practice.
Have you
But
practiced?
there's Brooklyn. That's where she really started to assert her dominance as she started to separate herself from the bike forward. Had about a 7 to 8 rep lead into the dead balls, and then held really strong in the tank. I think she was about a lap, if not a lap, half a lap ahead.
We had the men coming out. They were
fast.
strong.
They were fast and furious. But
We've got the Walkington over here.
But we have Greyson, who paced it the best all the way throughout.
He did. He really did. I'm excited to talk with him a little bit later and see kind of what all goes into that.
Yep. And that's where Greyson started to take his lead, and I don't think he gave it up since then.
Absolutely.
From the
did
med
not.
ball sit-ups up. And again, I think it came down to his experience of.
Speaking of Greyson, he just walked right in front of us.
I'm so excited to have the dynamic duo.
Oh, yeah. He's coming.
We'll get them all saddled as we finish.
He's got an
showing through the
apple in
replays.
hand.
And there he is.
There he is.
Crushing the bike. We're just rewatching you.
We are.
Win your world champion.
For
title.
those of you that are watching the stream back at home, we have Greyson, who is just sitting down with us right now. We got Brooklyn next to him. This is crazy.
This is Katie.
Katie, I'm sorry.
Oh, yes. Here.
Thank you. Would you like my headphones? Okay. So Katie doesn't have headphones, or I'm sorry, Kayla doesn't have headphones. So
sorry, Kayla.
I'm going to be relaying any questions she has. That way everybody on the live stream can hear. So welcome in. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Holy bananas. You're a freaking animal, dude. That was insane. Like, do you even need to breathe?
I try to.
You do?
Yeah.
It looked effortless to me. Talk to me about how, your preparation that comes into this. You want to peak here. This is where you want your culmination of all your hard work to kind of show up and show out. Talk to me about that process and what it looks like for you coming into this.
We love this sport.
Yeah.
It's a fun race.
It's a fun race.
And I think we may take it more seriously than most, in the sense that, sorry.
No, you're good.
We train these stations, right?
Yeah.
Like like going into the assault bike, for me, I had a plan to sit comfortable until that moment. And I've been training to be on the bike for 40 seconds.
Okay.
And I think I was on the bike for like 39.5 seconds.
So when we were on the live stream, I was like, I think his bike time, like your actual bike time, was like 37 seconds.
Okay.
I was trying to time it in my head.
Yeah.
And then it came up for your whole station time was a minute. She was like, yeah, that was probably close, 40, 45, something in there with all the time to get in and off and all that stuff. So yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I was cheering for you, dude. That was insane.
Thank you.
I see you're eating an apple now. Apple a day keeps the doctor away. Is there any other kind of snacks that keep you fueled, ready for the fight?
Yeah, we're eating all day.
We live on PBJs.
Yeah.
Hey, me too, girl.
PB&J. all the time.
Toasted peanut butter jelly is my gold standard for it. I love a good toasted one.
Yeah.
We have another race today, so our strategy is usually to fuel before the race.
Yep.
In the morning, fuel during and after the race in the morning to be ready for our race at 3.
Yeah, like as soon as, before the race starts, we're taking a goo packet to get the electrolytes in. And then as soon as the race is over, we're hitting one of those again too.
Smart.
And then right now we're eating until 2.
Okay.
Because you're not just fueling for the race we're about to have, or even
you're fueling for tomorrow
we're
as
fueling
well.
for tomorrow the next day. Yeah.
talk to me about your race, Kat. You are, again, an animal. I can see why you guys are doing so well paired up because holy bananas, like, it is impressive watching you work out there. It is truly impressive. It's a feat of physicality, if I can use this phrase such as that. Talk to me about what it's like for you out there.
Yeah, so I'm really lucky because I am married to and live with my coach.
Yeah.
So we talk strategy all the time, and I think we've done enough of these that we know where to make moves. We know what our stations are. We know where we're good at stuff.
You know what buttons to push for each other if you need that motivation or even just to dial it back.
Yeah, we both had, I told them exactly where I wanted to be coming out of the ski. And I kind of worked my way backwards, knowing how the second half of the race, knowing exactly what stations I want to hit and when I want to hit them in. And then really we've just been working a lot on my running and trying to get that run time down. And I think I did. So I PR'd and got my goal, so I'm pretty stoked.
That is something we were talking about. We're hoping that time was a PR for you because it was insane.
Yeah, it was about 16, 17 seconds.
Atta girl.
Last year.
Yeah,
I'm very happy.
The story is so much bigger than that to me because I know after watching your whole week that you faced a lot of adversity just getting here.
Let's hear about it.
We're not professional athletes.
We got 3 kids at home.
I don't know, dude. It kind of looks like you guys are professional athletes out there, and
we got to go back a few weeks
champions.
To really, tell the story.
All of our kids had the flu a week and a half ago. We're in the ER with one of them.
Yeah.
Right? And
we got married 2 weeks ago.
We got married 2 weeks ago.
Congratulations! Is this the honeymoon?
This is it.
Every day's a honeymoon.
Kayla, we're gonna have to find some rice to throw at them as they cross the finish line for their team race. Are you guys doing together?
Yeah. All the team
races. We
races.
Definitely have to find some rice to throw at you guys.
So this week, Katie runs a physical therapy clinic. So all week you were just trying to get your hours in and get clients taken care of.
Yeah.
And then getting here, there was so much adversity you're just facing mentally, physically, with low back pain. And then on the drive in, you just start pulling up your splits and you just locked in like you always do. And I always say it doesn't matter what Katie faces before the race starts. When it's time to race, she's just locked. She's Katie's going to do what Katie's going to do.
Atta girl.
Wildly proud of you.
Thank you.
It's so cool.
Thank you.
I love watching this develop. This is super fun, especially since you don't really see a lot of true high performance couples. There's always the fighting, you didn't coach me well enough here. You didn't train hard enough here.
No.
But it seems like you both are putting in all of the effort necessary for this to not only be a good strategic pick for you two to work together, but also it's effective.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing is it really truly seems to be effective.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
What do you think about that?
I think the other thing is we just are so happy and we have a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun doing it. Every race we go to, we're doesn't matter if we win. We win no matter what. We're coming out.
I
happy.
love that. Are your kiddos here watching you guys today?
No, we're from Idaho, so
are they watching back at home?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Hi, kids. Do you
Yeah,
guys have any sponsors or anybody you want to thank for bringing you out?
Bringing you in?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes. We want to thank Perform Better.
Okay.
They've outfitted our training facility and our home gym. Really have helped us level up as athletes.
Love that.
I'm sponsored by Manly Supplements. Just helping making sure that I stay dialed and healthy throughout my training cycle.
We always got to give a shout out to Resolute Coffee.
Resolute Coffee.
The best coffee. I always keep it around.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Yep.
I'll have to check them out. I do love coffee. I haven't seen Resolute before, so if you guys have any, bring it in. I'll try it tomorrow.
Okay.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know if you guys want me any more hyper for these.
Awesome.
What about you, Katie?
That was it.
Yeah, those are
were
our
the main
big ones.
Yeah.
You want to shout out your boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Emerson and Will and Hallie out there watching,
Yeah.
hopefully. So,
Well, thank you guys so much for coming in. Seriously, what a cool couple. I mean, first place in the world. Dude, first place in the world. We got
Thank
third
you.
place over here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that gives you a little bit more motivation to come into your next few runs the next couple of days and really just hit it with everything you got.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
leave it all on the floor and have fun.
Teams is going to be wild. So,
I can't wait.
stick around and watch.
Yeah, we're
Please
pumped,
do.
pumped for the game.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. If you're here downtown, come on down to the convention center. If you are watching live, thank you guys again. If you have any questions for the athletes, put them on the YouTube. We will find them and answer them for you.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right.
But thank you
Thanks a
guys so
lot.
much for coming in.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And we're back. What's up, girl?
What's up?
Was that okay?
That was great. I'm so excited to hear that they got married.
I
That's
know.
so fun. I didn't know that.
I do think we need to find some rice to throw at them as they finish hopefully as first team.
Oh man,
because that would be really cool.
So this is where it gets
Little
tough, right?
honeymoon.
Is you have friends, amazing people
Yep.
like this, but you're also competing against them, and you have other friends that are competing against
That
them.
is very true.
My coach is Kevin, who's going to be competing against them. So I don't know. That's going to be a tough one to call.
Sorry. We're getting a little feedback from one of the cellular devices trying to get through on a network. Oh, it wasn't you. It was
me?
Jason.
Okay.
It's all good, though. He can't yell at us if it was his technical foe.
All right.
Love it. Love it.
Let's give everyone a quick break to go get food, reset. We're going to go refuel,
We're
and
gonna
then
get
we'll
some
be
food.
back here shortly. Again, make sure you find the link. We're going to be for the female teams. It's going to be the
Heck
next
yeah.
one that you're going to watch, but we'll see you guys then.
We're excited. Get your popcorn ready. It is going to be almost movie-like. It is going to be so rad. But thank you guys again coming in from the OCR Report. My name is Kara.
I'm Kayla. We'll see you guys soon.
See you guys soon.